Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. Hey, strangers! How y'all doing?
Hey,
Been a while.
My gosh,
Oh,
it's been
glad
such a
to be
long
back.
time.
Nice to
Yeah.
come back in
4 or
season
5
7
weeks.
where it doesn't suck. So, you know. So,
There are people
what's
who
your problem, David?
actually like earlier seasons. There are people who actually like the earlier seasons. So we've got to be a little bit
Well, I'm
more.
not
and
pooping on the earlier seasons.
Yeah, but you're not, are you? It sure sounds like it
No,
to
I'm
me.
saying that there are certain
a light
episodes that suck a
pooping.
lot, and mid-season 7 is a good place to be. So,
Yeah, well, we're literally starting off at the two-parter that split the
yeah.
they had like a season break.
They sure did. So,
Yeah.
and all I've done all day long is streams. So I'm doing like
Yeah.
5 hours of streams.
Yeah.
And this one I don't care about so much, so I'm going to eat to the most of it.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, no. I honestly, Casual David
Fair.
is. Oh, why was
Fair.
I doing that? Casual David is a favorite David of mine. You know, you just don't care. It's great. Oh yeah, layers.
I should probably put these away. I should
so
probably put them out in the
but I-
hall.
I
thought you
just
were
came
eating
off
Pringles.
of I did my own stream earlier with the video game stuff that I do,
Mhm.
and well, not stream, we filmed it and it will drop later. And I slept all day today because I got home late, like about 3 a.m. because the trains were all cancelled. I had to get buses back to my house from London.
That's what you do because
went-
no one there who's reasonable drives.
Yeah,
I've
Peta was out
been.
drinking
It makes
with
sense.
friends.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Peta,
so-
by the way.
Yeah, hi Peta.
How you doing, bro?
He's playing WoW in front of the TV, watching us right now. So yeah, I've done 3 concerts in a row. So
Yes.
3 weeks in a row. So 2 weeks ago on Friday, I went to Bear McCreary for Themes and Variations. Last Sunday, which is why I missed Trivy and this, was because I was at the PlayStation concert. And then last night I was at the Aurora concert. And the PlayStation and the Aurora one both happened in the same building. So I was like, I'm back.
Good.
Less than a week later, I'm back. So I'm
you-
exhausted.
You did the trivia
Wow,
offline after us, and you missed 14 out of how many were there?
Out of hold on, where's my notebook?
I want to know.
Oh, you got her to do it.
No, she did it herself.
Did it
Who are we
myself.
talking
I
about
wanted
here?
She did it
I
herself.
wanted to play.
Okay.
Oh god, here's my notes. Here's me doing it. So out of 114 questions,
We got
I included
114 episodes.
the extra ones. There were extra
Okay.
ones that you did afterwards. I think I
Yes.
got like 14 wrong for sure. But there are a couple where I paused and thought for a second because I was really tired and I was like, I'm gonna give myself a bit of extra seconds.
There
just
you
to
go.
find the episode in my head.
So,
okay.
newsflash: we're taking the top performers. Sorry, Yvie. The top performers of this
Right,
past
Yvie.
one, and we're going to include Nicole because that was her litmus test. She was like, "Well, I mean, there's obviously, Nicole, would be in the top based on those results, and we're going to
Sure.
turn the heat up even more in
What?
June."
I wasn't even there for the heat the first time.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, one of the things we're going to do is shorten the timer. So,
Seriously?
Yeah.
That was pretty short as it was.
I know.
It was short for me. Like,
She just said she had to
just-
take a few extra seconds.
let's turn the
Me?
heat up. So, yep,
is
absolutely.
Darren not coming, please? Because that was scary to watch.
Probably not, based on the schedules that I got. He was just red all the way across. So we'll see.
Good. With all due respect, Darren, go away.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Too good.
We love you. Now, bye.
You're too good.
So you guys remember our friend? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Our Australian friend.
It's too flickering.
It is our Australian friend, isn't it? The guy
Yeah,
that,
that's
that
less
just didn't
flickery.
want to give David the time of day.
I have an update.
Oh my god, this is
Ooh, I'm
exciting.
here
I
for
love
the
that this is where
tea.
you come to goss. This is
It's
great. I'm
3
so
weeks
happy.
old because people decided to do friggin' concerts.
Sorry.
Yes, that was
Sorry, guys.
me years
And
and
me.
years ago. I remember I went to a 1 year. I went to 20.
No, this is about me. This is about me.
1 year.
This is my
Go for
story.
it.
Thank you very much.
Over to you.
I
Over
care
to
about you. This is my story. I remember this one.
Hi everyone. By the way, I hope you've missed this.
So, this beautiful piece,
Yes.
previously on Wormhole Extremists, I had to go through I went from pillar to post to get this thing. You have no idea. Shipping it from Australia to St. Louis, from St. Louis to me. Yeah. So I sent him an email after we published this clip on Dial the Gate.
Oh no.
And I said, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I love my ZPM. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's everything I imagined. Here's a clip I published on Dial the Gate. And I waited until it got
It was quite mean.
Well, you could interpret it a couple of
sassy.
different ways. So I
Yeah.
waited until it got to nearly 1,000 views before I
Okay.
sent it to him, because I didn't want him to have an excuse to take it offline before having it done some damage, if that was his intent.
Okay.
And that was really how I was approaching it, because I was very precise in terms of creating that segment, believe it or not, and then adding the Seinfeld clips for the version that went on Dial the Gate. I did it in such a way that were he to have been serious in blocking me, I would have cranked it up to 11. But if it was an accident and he had a sense of humor, he would have thought it was funny.
He's an Aussie. I really hope he has a sense of humor.
So he is an Aussie. And I sent him the email. 1 day goes by, no response. 2 days goes, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. I'm not going to hear from this guy.
Yeah.
Day number 6, I get an email. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
really
I'm so
nervous.
ready.
That was hilarious, mate. I'm so sorry. I thought you were a scammer.
To be fair, that's what I thought he might have thought from that, but he didn't give you the time of day at all, but he gave other people the time of day. It was quite weird. But yeah, maybe it was your introductory message.
I came on too strong.
You came on real strong.
Yeah.
So
funny, though.
we've been talking.
Oh,
off and
besties? Are you
on.
going to be besties now?
I don't know about that, but we've been talking for a few weeks now, and it was a misunderstanding. And what I learned from that is that you've got to be careful what you assume, because what you assume could be wrong.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is
Important
why I
lesson.
constructed that the way that I did, A, to get
Just be careful.
to make it interesting enough to get a response from him, and B, like, whatever I do, this is going to be a story.
I really want him to appear on Dial the Gate. I really want this I want this to go down like a movie. Just clips of everything.
Because of his job, he can't.
Oh, okay.
So I understand that, but and he
fair.
could have really,
Yeah.
gone nuclear, which he didn't, because it was a
thank
mistake.
God.
I'm so glad that turned out well when you've
absolutely.
wound
So
up
I've made a
with
new friend.
kind of an
I have to keep him
acquaintance,
kind of in the closet, so to speak, for now.
Okay.
Which is interesting saying that. But the fact of the matter is, I got a second chance with someone, and it taught me a lesson, just to be careful, because you never know, and to be more specific in your wording. When you approach someone about your intentions. Not that I didn't do anything wacko, but I mean, he admitted that,
that
he didn't, give me a second thought. He just clicked. And the funny thing is, 2 of my friends since then have looked up his stuff and are buying things from him.
Oh, see, it resulted in more clients.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Everyone check out his stuff.
So it is Nick after 9 p.m. on eBay. And there's his SN 3D, Supernova 3D. So this is his
Atlantis
EV
domes.
stuff.
That's so cool.
The Atlantis, look at the Destiny Dome, the replicators. And this one is really cool. Stargate SG-1 160 millimeters, because we're in millimeters. Active Milky Way desktop model with DHD and stone base. Look at that. Look at the detailing.
That is lovely.
It's just so great.
nuts.
Oh, there's a video playback. What does the video do? Ooh. Ah. Wow.
It's funny because I've beefed with people online about things, and then I've taken it to private message and be like, hey, look, we need to, we should talk about this before this gets out of hand.
Right.
And then it's been like, oh, it's been a misunderstanding. Like someone thought that I was like giving them crap for something that wasn't remotely true. She just misinterpreted me.
Huge,
And so we talked about it.
Learning
Now we're
lesson.
besties.
Yep, exactly right. There's just a few ticks between you're on the edge and you're cool over to you're off the reservation and you're just crazy. And
She and I now team up now against whenever we see stuff happening that she thought I was doing or something, we'll look at it and go, look at that. That's the thing that you thought I was doing. And maybe that's the same boat with them, or maybe they're just an arse. And it's that. And I think it's great. And so she and I will randomly DM each other, and it's just,
you go.
It's such a beautiful way to be friends. That's why I like having spats with people I care about. because like I think it's an important relationship builder.
I think that yeah, you have to be able to rib
Because
a
it's
friend
finding-
without I want friends who have thick skin so that I can rib
Yeah.
them and but someone who will call me on my crap, you know, because that's not what use is that, you know? It has to be
It's
reciprocal,
almost
Nicole.
like finding the edges, like the extremes of the relationship before diving in.
Yep. We do this
It's
as
funny,
kids.
Evie and
We
I
see how far we
didn't-
can push before an adult yells
Evie and
at
I
us.
didn't really have any beef really in the beginning, as far as I know. But I'm pretty oblivious. So Evie could have been beefing with me, and I had no problem. But I think that there have been a couple moments where Evie and I have had like a bit like tension. We've never had like a proper spat, but there's definitely been like we haven't
Yeah.
agreed, and then we've just
Yeah.
dealt with it, you know, like maturely. And
Some people will
I
say you're
actually
not friends
enjoy
unless
that.
unless you've, you know, been angry at one another. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
So-
Evie,
Anyway,
how many
yeah.
concerts have you done?
Yeah, 20 something.
How many concerts have I done in total?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but there was one year where I did 24. I think I went to one pretty much every second week for the whole year. So yeah, that's also
Imagine
why
your
I have
credit
no
card
savings
bill.
now.
Yeah.
No, I paid
I-
for it in cash. Like I
Wow.
had money. I had a disposable
Okay.
income. I was living at home. I wasn't really paying much
There
in
you
rent.
go.
So
I
went to
bless
was
it.
said somebody said to me, "Oh, so you're done with for the year then?" I went, "Yeah," and I went, "No, because if Evie's coming over in July, we're going to ELO,
Yes!
so we'll see what
Electric
happens there."
light. Yes.
Which is really really fun.
Yes.
You guys ready for a
So-
bad example?
Hold on, yes, it's Jed Ted's birthday apparently, so happy birthday,
Happy
Jed
birthday
Ted.
to Jed Ted. Very good.
Happy birthday.
All
Love
right.
that. And may the 4th be with you to everybody. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
May
well,
the 4th
actually,
indeed.
today it's
Revenge of the
Stargate Day
Fifth.
for me because it's Revenge of the Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice.
Bad example time.
Let's go.
So this one was really rushed, and
Mm-hmm.
if you guys get it, you know, I'll be kind of blown away. But here we go.
It's pretty much going to be a no from me, I'm sure.
You ready?
Let's see. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So it is striking a chord.
Oh, boobs.
I think this is the first time I've written words on it too.
Oh my god. Okay, it's it could be one of two things.
Volcano thing.
I know it because I was watching the other day and I think Jeff said it, but it was for the wrong episode. So now my brain's just like, oh,
Oh.
hold on, I might be wrong. Is it?
Oh, Anthony
it-
got it.
Is it? Yeah. No, but it was the opposite way around. Is it Scorched Earth?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because he
Oh.
thought it was
so it's not-
Inferno, but it
it's
was
not that
Scorched
bad
Earth.
after all.
No,
I thought
he
it was
thought it was
hideous.
Inferno, but it was because he couldn't figure out the name and it was a fiery thing.
So
And so
what's-
Jeff said Inferno as a guess, but
So
Scorched Earth, yeah.
what is this then?
Is that a little
That's
gate?
the Stargate, yeah. And then
Yeah.
you've got a no over here and another no over the different villages. I was going to draw villages. I'm like, that's just going to confuse them even further. But the mountain, I mean,
villages.
so you've got Grouse Mountain there. So anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, I should have recognized the Canadian landscape. That's my bad.
it wasn't written to scale.
No, that's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I genuinely I was having to picture Jeff trying to panic. I said to Jeff by the way during the trivia, I said to him, I was like, look, mate, if you don't know what it is, if you can't figure it out, right, just guess something close to it in description. And it's ironic that you said Inferno because that was the Atlantis episode and it wasn't
Yes.
Scorched Earth, but that
No,
made me
he
laugh.
did well. I think he did well.
Why was he so small?
But apparently he was
Oh,
acting
dang
as your
it.
proxy.
Sorry. So this thing, when
There
I
we
go
go.
into studio mode to fix things, it reverts from 4K to like 1080p, and I don't know how to fix it yet. ChatGPT hasn't interpreted it for me yet.
This is a we haven't been here for a while, so there's just so
Right?
much chaos going on. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
get to the episodes. We should probably get to them
I'm
ASAP.
trying to
Yes.
pull up the assets for them because I've now gotten into the lazy point of only pulling them up during the show.
Oh my god.
Oh.
All right, so let's just see how
Yeah.
how the sausage is made. So okay, so over there.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. So, and that's how I do it, ladies and gentlemen, every day.
The other one's still overlapping. Oh, there we go. Oh, because
you
you.
go.
There we go.
Oh, I've
Right.
learned something.
And then we
All
pull up the
right.
thing, and then we reset the thing. So,
Amazing.
As long as thing appears. Please thing appear.
Please sing a
Oh, this is please
Okay.
thing. Think
All right.
thing.
That's a nice picture of Enrico and Rick, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
absolutely. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
You know what?
Evolution.
I'm a turd who hasn't actually clicked on the thing, so let me just click on it and set it at 0 so we can actually do this. So
Setting it at 0 might be helpful considering it's a
okay, I've done
a
it. I've
timer
set it at
show.
0.
Oh, what, the episode setting it to 0?
I've got it set to 0.
I actually already have mine set up because I have a new computer.
Hey, there we go.
And a new setup. Can we have
Yeah.
a round of applause for Evie's new setup?
Absolutely.
I want everyone to appreciate it really
Oh,
quickly before
thank
we start.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I've thrown this together. It's been many weeks, trial and error. I redid the backdrop about 3 times before I was reasonably happy
It's
with it.
beautiful.
And some of these
I'm really
posters are
impressed.
And you've got the
some videos.
WonderCon thing. I had mine, and then I replaced it with the San Diego one, just because I didn't want both up there. But I've got mine sitting above it.
Evie,
Yeah.
Evie, recommendation.
Yes, please.
Take the glass out. The items behind
Take
you to your
the-
left. Take the glass out of them.
Is that a light?
Oh, here,
No,
here,
other
yeah,
side.
the ones,
No, the other
yes,
side.
the ones behind me. Yes.
That's correct.
Ah, 'cause
I
the
recommend
reflective
that.
thing?
The reflective thing.
Okay.
I would take the glass out of this thing up here, except the
Yes.
Stargates will fall out. So
Oh, no, don't
that's
do
the
that.
thing. That's the
Don't do
thing.
that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
Eve, you
I
can
was just
safely
trying to-
remove the glare. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to protect them, though. I didn't want them to get damaged.
Oh,
Maybe
screw
you
that.
can put something over it where like it
yeah,
where there's
something
not
plastic or something.
They do
something
Yeah, where it
have
doesn't reflect
non-reflective
anyway.
glass, but yeah.
They
So, very
do,
good.
yeah.
So did
Yeah.
your old computer died on you?
It did, yeah. A few weeks ago, I dropped it and the battery pack fell out. And it was fine for about 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, I went to go turn it on before work and it just didn't turn on.
Yeah. I was about to,
The
you know,
joys
give
of
you
technology.
a, you know, if you don't schedule maintenance downtime for your software and your hardware, your software and your hardware will schedule it for you. So,
Well, that's exactly
all
right. No,
Yeah.
I was pretty well prepared, like in terms of backup and stuff. I have most things on.
Okay, Evie. Okay, we're done with you. Let's go
Drive,
to
so-
the let's go to the rewatch. Here we go.
Sassy, you really are sassy today.
What is your sass today?
I don't know. I always give it to Nicole. It's like, you know what? It's Evie's turn.
You just kind of Evie today?
Her background is just too
Jesus,
darn
I just
beautiful.
I just swore it was that bad, David.
Okay.
Luckily, it was very quiet. So
Oh, I didn't hear it. All right.
Good thing I'm an
Evolution,
Aussie.
everyone. You ready to
Let's go.
see Dan Payne in a codpiece?
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Every day of the week. Yeah.
yeah.
Evolution, everyone. In
Exactly.
5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello, hello.
and Evie.
Hello.
We are the Wormhole Extremists,
Hello.
and I said that already. And Ramus and Tilgath's people are on the boot of a Cull Warrior.
Yes, they are. Yeah. So this story was actually brought together by Damien Kindler and Michael Shanks. This is actually the first of 2 episodes of SG-1 written by Michael Shanks. And I think his original pitch was a sequel to Crystal Skull involving Dr. Nicholas Ballard. And the teleplay was also by Damien Kindler, and both part 1 and part 2 were directed by Peter DeLuise. So
Damn.
I believe that this episode kind of combined 2 important creative visions. Michael Shanks contributed the storyline about Nicholas Ballard's Fountain of Youth research, and Robert C. wanted to introduce a more powerful enemy than the increasingly sympathetic Jafar, hence who we have on screen. And the
Yep.
production team needed sort of adversaries that audiences could clearly identify as villains with no moral ambiguity. And this collaboration produced both the Ancient Device storyline and this intimidating Cull Warrior, elements that kind of shaped the series of the future and put it in a different direction.
Yeah, no moral ambiguity. Yes, Stormtrooper aim.
Yeah. I actually
Yes.
really love the Cull Warriors, Anubis drones, whatever you want to call them. I think that they are so cool and kind of terrifying. And as a kid, I found them really scary.
Wow.
They are a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Also, you'll notice that Tilk fired his Zat numerous times. So obviously the 3 shots disintegrate rule is completely
Null and void.
disintegrated in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of those time travel changes. Whoever built them changed the design, and so when's the last time they
Yes.
did in the series? They did disintegrate something with it. They kind of dropped that.
1969?
Was that the last
1969
one?
is what I thought.
Think so, yeah. Yeah.
That may be indeed. It went with Glassner. Wow.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
And
Alrighty.
as we discussed before we started watching the episode, Dan Payne plays the Cull Warrior. The last time we saw him was in Fragile Balance as a security force officer.
Yeah, he was real strong. He was
Pinning
real
Michael
shoving.
Welsh.
Yeah.
Todd Schneider, spicy David is spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy David.
I quite
is
like
very
Spicy David. Like, it's really fun. Now we just need Spicy Evie, but it may be too early in the morning for Spicy Evie.
It's a little bit early, but I
we need to,
actually
like, reverse
had
the times.
like 6.5 hours sleep, whereas usually I only
yeah.
have like 4 because we, push back the start time of the stream.
Yeah,
today,
that's my
so-
fault. Sorry. Anthony
Oh, it's not
Rowling.
a fault. It's just you had other things.
yeah.
This is more important than you. Anthony Rowling. We should have had another episode with Nick Ballard. So, I mean, that's what, like Evie said, that's kind of what this was. And then they massaged it into, let's just give Nick a reference.
I know.
Yes,
Was he still
a
alive
very
at the time?
vague reference.
Yes, yes, the actor was.
They don't really say, but
The actor was alive. The actor was
assumedly
alive,
he's
yes.
still alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Cull Warrior design apparently underwent significant evolution between concept and screen.
Pardon the pun.
So the initial drafts mirrored traditional Jafar warriors until Robert Cooper pushed for a sleeker, more technologically advanced looking being, incorporating ancient design elements and that wrist-mounted weaponry, which is not very accurate. And the costume department ultimately created a very impressive armor suit consisting of approximately 50 different pieces, I believe.
Yep.
Though through an intensive process that began with like a full body plaster cast of Dan Payne to ensure like this perfect dimensional fit. And once completed, the suit actually required about 90 minutes to put on and about 30 to 45 minutes to remove.
But Dan Payne told
like,
me it was the most comfortable thing he had ever worn because it was designed for him.
It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look too bad because the really constrictive parts are on parts of your body that doesn't move quite as much, if you know what I mean. Like it's not around the stomach. It's sort of more around.
Yeah, his belly's
like,
nice and
shoulders
exposed. So you can have a big lunch and he's
chest.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, and obviously there's the
if he needs to pee, he just unstraps and goes. I'm sure there's a zipper in there. There has to be.
I'd love there to be a zipper in there.
There better be.
For Loki.
I don't remember though. I actually sold it, and I don't think that there
the actress who
was.
played Loki was breastfeeding during the series when they were filming, so they installed zippers for her so she could breastfeed more easily.
Wow.
Oh, fair.
Love
There
that.
you
So,
go.
there
Now
was
that's equal
actually, like-
opportunity right there.
Damn right.
Absolutely. So there's like technical features built into this suit, including like helmet integrated eye lights, which is like controlled by a switch, I think, at the back of the head, and there's like removable illuminated elements throughout the armor. And I think Dan said that he approached the acting of the character somewhere between like RoboCop and Terminator. He wanted to make sure that there was some sort of subtle human qualities, but he also didn't want to be like completely mindless.
How do you distinguish that though as a performer? My gosh.
Yeah.
I saw actually a Lost City before I ever saw this episode, so I never knew what they looked like underneath. So, because again, my weird backwards way of watching it.
Gross.
Yes, I found them really scary, and then I saw this and I was like, that's even worse.
I think Masters Effects worked on the prosthetic face for the creature underneath the armor. And I think Bridget Maguire and James Robbins, the art director, had considered having the soldier's skin fused to the armor, but they felt that it would be like too gratuitous, so they left that out.
It's still pretty grim coming off, so.
Yeah, it is. I think director Peter DeLuise was particularly influenced by the visual stylings of CSI in that.
So they made 2 of these suits. The one I know of early on. The second one I think came a little bit later for Lost City, I believe. It may have been built at the same time, but we managed to organize enough pieces to sell one at PropWorks, so it was complete except for one thing. And I'll give you one guess as to what was missing.
Was it the codpiece?
Of course, it was the codpiece. Someone had too much fun. So we sold it, lacking codpiece.
Minus the codpiece. Oh, that would have really diminished its value.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the most expensive part.
Exactly.
Dan Payne could have signed it.
Oh my God, he could. Oh, that would have been really awesome.
I hope he's got it.
Yeah, me
That
too.
would be really cool. We actually missed a bit of a verbal goof. Sam said that the Cull Warrior died from pulmonary failure, and then Hammond said something about a heart
Heart
attack.
attack,
But
yeah.
that's a misinterpretation. So pulmonary failure specifically refers to the lung function, not cardiac
Gosh, David, you
issues.
put that in trivia at some point, be like, hey, what goof gate did we get
Yeah,
when
if
they
I'm a
said what was the reason they
masochist.
die? Yeah, be a monster for it. Hey, sassy
Also,
David is, maybe.
so Daniel's turn of phrase, he said Frankenstein's monster was kind of
Mm-hmm.
interesting because that was one of Peter DeLuise's like inspirations for the Cull Warriors concept.
And you're a big fan of Frankenstein's monster as well, aren't you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
Evie.
I am. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, and one of Peter and David DeLuise's most vivid memories is young Frankenstein. So there's some connections there.
Of course, yes,
Ah,
because
cute, yep.
of their dad and Mel Brooks. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. I've actually never seen Young Frankenstein, but I want to.
I loved it.
Do that together, guys.
I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this. And boy, was I wrong. Your name is Igor?
I do
No,
like
it's
his
pronounced
humor,
Igor.
so-
Well, they told me it was Igor. Well, they were wrong then, weren't they?
Oh,
God, it's funny.
God.
Jed Tidd, I didn't know about the female Loki. Well, come on here and we'll tell you all kinds of mammary information.
I love that the only reason they were able to get inside the suit and figure this stuff out was simply because it had a quote unquote heart attack or, pulmonary failure, which don't line up. But yeah,
Well,
Stargate.
they do establish that. I mean, he's already been on a mission and he's gone and cleaned house and now he's on his way back to
Yeah.
the gate. So
It's just
Yeah.
they're so lucky,
they are lucky. Yeah, especially
Oma
Braytac.
Very lucky.
it hates Anubis so much. She was like, you know what? I can't jump in there and like kick his ass, but I can give SG-1 a little nudge. She probably went in there and was like, boop, and
Oh,
then
she thinks she scrambled the machine's brains?
I kind of feel like yeah. I
She
feel like she's
might
always there,
have.
giving a
Invisible.
bit of help.
Hey,
Hey,
for
Super
last.
Special, come this way, Gull Warrior. Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
She could. I could see her doing that.
yeah.
So Ali Snow from Gate World pointed out how Daniel and Dr. Lee's like expedition feels straight out of Indiana Jones, and there's actually a lot of like similarities.
Yeah.
And I think the parallel starts as early as here because there's Nick's version of the Grail diary from the Last Crusade that Daniel's
Looks a lot like it.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like Indy, Daniel is trying to complete the lifelong work of essentially a father figure.
That's
So,
true.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love the connection though.
I really like that we're starting to see more of Bill as well. He keeps coming up and he has great
I
chemistry with
love
everyone.
Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill's great.
And he's called Bill.
I know.
I think in the next episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Bill.
It's this episode. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
the-
maybe the next one, but yeah, it's this part
This
one or part
two-parter,
two.
yeah.
His first name is
Couldn't believe
mentioned.
people thought he was named Seymour after Rick called him that in 0 Hour. It's like, guys, that's a Little Shop of Horrors reference, given the scene.
Oh yeah, people be silly.
Or people be
So,
gullible.
Yeah. So obviously we've got like the first 20 minutes without Jack, and it's sort of an unexplained absence. Jack's missing all of
He's
these pretty
fishing.
vital meetings.
fishing.
Yeah.
Funny.
And the Gate World reviewers, I think there was two of them, also observed that sending Daniel and Dr. Lee to Honduras without military backup kind of
What were they
actually sort of
thinking?
makes logical sense though within the story context.
They wanted to go
Because they've
undercover.
mentioned, well, yeah, it's like they don't want to draw any unwanted attention to themselves. It needs to be sort of a discreet operation.
A scientist and an archaeologist with no backup. What could go wrong?
You have to understand, speaking as an American here, that North American, the cartels run huge chunks of these countries. The government and the cartels have to cooperate on a certain level, otherwise there would be abject chaos.
Oh, so bringing
some-
government military is a bit of a problem as well,
right,
yeah.
some cartels, the governments, depending on the country, are run in name only against the cartels, and some they cooperate. But like, I mean, I cannot speak to Honduras specifically, though I was there a few months ago and I had a banger time, but no tail jack device.
No. Well, guys, this very authentic looking cantina was actually a transformed gun range outside of Burnaby, BC. And the production designers like completely overhauled the space with tropical decor. And they had like animal wranglers that brought in like chickens and local fauna to create this sort of bustling
But
atmosphere.
the problem is they're missing the Barbasol can. You know, that's the only thing I can think of, you know? Do you guys know what I'm referencing?
No.
No, I don't, not specifically.
You're too young. Whoever gets it,
correct
whoever gets it in the chat, 10 points for Gryffindor. Someone will come along here, and then I'll give the
Like
reference.
a few years younger than you. So this is Zach Santiago as Orhelio, and he's actually Canadian born, but he does have some Spanish ancestry. And I think he's still acting today. And he also works as a club and radio DJ in Canada and Europe.
So
And he does later return as Corporate Rivers and Universe.
Rivers, that's
Sorry,
right.
Lockwatcher.
So Lockwatcher got it before I had even he had heard it completely. On it says this scene feels like, I don't know what Dosworth is, but I guess that's the location in Jurassic Park. The only thing I remember is Dodson, we've got Dodson here. See, nobody cares.
I haven't seen Jurassic Park in so long.
Yeah, I know. I've only seen
get a
it
grip.
once.
Yeah. Oh, Rogelio.
Right.
I love that we're getting some Spanish people, but in like, you know, this situation.
Yeah, most of them are Canadian born.
Yeah.
I actually
really
love
funny.
this character.
Me too. I love him. I think he's so charming.
I love American Gum.
American Gum, yes.
There we go.
Ooh.
Mustache twirling villain, yeah. Sí, estuviera en otro lugar. Which means yes, now go away.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
So we're like 14 minutes in, and already like so much is unfolding in this episode. And on
got all the
Gayworld,
guest
they
stars.
said that like this episode has a very densely packed plot that requires viewers to pay close attention to catch all of
Yeah.
the references and
Damn
storylines.
right.
And
Yeah.
it really does.
We don't see the Teltrack device again until 200, do we? After these two episodes?
That's correct. It's referenced, and it's
Yeah.
a different one, and it sits on my shelf behind me here.
Just
The
love
one from
Ben Browder was
these
shooting
episodes
zombies.
is all CG. Yes. Yeah, the Resident Evil sketch.
I showed my uncle 200, and he was like, "This may be the best episode of television I've seen. I'm not even a fan of the show." And I was like, "Yes."
Oh, that's great that it translates. Yeah.
But yeah, he found it hilarious. And anything he didn't get, I explained the references.
Yeah, I think you kind of appreciate it on a different level when you actually understand where the
Yeah.
references are from.
Trinium Dart.
Mm.
There are a lot of references in this.
It's cool. It's one of those payoff moments for the show where we've got lots and lots of things happening, and we're, you know, mentioning previous characters. They're all making comebacks, doing little bits to help out with the main story. It's great.
See, Rick just all of a sudden appears.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't make a big deal out of him not being there, then it's pretty easy to just write him out of situations.
He is in a lot of this episode.
But he's just
Like,
getting
not
his
this
laps
episode,
in.
But the two-parter, yeah.
Yeah. Where's Jack? Where's Colonel? Oh, he's walking around on
I
level
wonder how
20.
many briefings, if Stargate was now, like around COVID and post-COVID time, I wonder how many briefings Jack would be taking from like his sofa or his bed or something.
We'd
From,
see him
honestly.
on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Yes, he'd do like the whole newsreader approach where it's like business up top and then just like pajama
Yeah.
pants down below.
Don't
While he's doing the
share my
crossword.
secret for how I do the show. Wow, what
I'm
is a
literally
cool
wearing
shot.
pajama pants now.
Yeah,
Looked like
that's not
a
bad
drone
shot,
flew
actually.
by the
Yeah.
waterfall. I know it was supposed
It
to be
is,
a
it's
bird.
not bad.
Yeah. And what did you call this? Honduras? Vancouver.
British Columbia.
That's right.
Well, when you look at the scenery, you can tell that they've just placed like tropical plants in the forefront of
And
the
the
camera.
mist
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Joe Goldsmith do some Latino music.
Yes.
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 What I will say that I find really funny is that Stargate doesn't ever really get the opportunity to leave British Columbia. So I'm
This is
absolutely gutted that the one time they could go up to the North Pole, Michael Shank was like, "Nah, mate, I'm not doing it." And it's like, bruh, the one time your show let you go somewhere.
That's true.
Dr. Lee is doing his best Robert Muldoon. Clever girl.
I love that he's like found it.
And the bush is
Oh,
straight
it's so
ahead.
good. It is quite funny that so Daniel's character went from like, nerd to like
Rich
the in
nerd.
charge really hot one, Not that nerds aren't hot, but most of the time, like stereotypical nerds, like when you look at them in television, it tends to be that kind of silliness.
Mhm.
Now he's so cool.
Yep.
It's like, bruh.
This is the episode that begins to illustrate his humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Yes.
cool and hot he is. How Jack he could be when he needed to be. When Michael Shanks is there and not Richard Dean Anderson, so
Yeah, step in with that comedic relief.
yeah. But I love that Daniel's serving for all the nerds out there. Like we're all hot guys. Just gotta, work at it. People will recognize us for being cool and hot.
Eric Brecker Reynolds, no longer at Area 51.
I'm so happy to see him here. I love that. I love that
Yeah,
he has
me
the evolution from Area
too.
51 to here. It's really
Makes
nice.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He actually gets to see the aliens
He does.
Yeah.
that they're not keeping
That they're not
at
keeping it.
Area
There you go.
51.
He declined an
So-
appearance on Dial the Gate, but I don't hold it against him.
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
You
well,
can't
you
win
know, people
everybody.
are busy. No. So, for these temple sequences, I believe that the production team constructed a specialized entrance on location, just large enough to fit the actors, and the more elaborate temple interior was built at Bridge Studios.
Yep. Makes
So
sense.
the artifact discovery sequence was deliberately crafted to obviously evoke, your classic adventure films like Raiders of the Lost Ark. And Daniel and Dr. Lee's exploration and the, subsequent trip activation echoes obviously very iconic moments in that film.
Everyone who was on the scene who has recalled memories from it saying that this day was so hot. And poor Dan
Yes.
Payne. He was just
Yes.
miserable.
Oh, in a fully black suit as well in that heat. Oh, that's gonna
So
absorb a
I
lot.
actually have more info about that. Apparently it was about 33 degrees, so about 91
Ooh,
Fahrenheit.
That's toasty for
too
Dan
much
Payne.
for me.
Yeah, Dan Payne was completely enclosed in like 5 millimeter neoprene underneath like multiple armor layers. So this caused serious heat exhaustion symptoms. He had like tingling limbs, slurred speech, hallucinations.
He won't complain.
crew members-
He doesn't believe in
He didn't
complaining.
complain.
And
So-
it's like, no, if something's wrong, you need to tell us.
Well, if
Yeah.
you've got slurred speech and tingling limbs and you're having hallucinations, you definitely speak up.
I
Just-
was
crew
going to say,
members-
he's having a stroke.
Yeah,
Christ.
you can't be such a
Exactly.
team player that you die, you know?
He's going to
They
have a
had to-
real stroke, and then they're going to have to dissect him like they did earlier. So
Yeah, well, they had to submerge his hands and his feet in ice buckets
Yeah.
so that he didn't overheat between takes.
Wouldn't that make you pee, though? I mean, having that, it just submerging that in. So I heard that if you like put one hand in one thing and the other temperature is in the other, that you lose control.
isn't that a prank that people do when kids
Yes,
are
it
sleeping
is.
at sleepovers? Yeah.
won't speak
Yes,
further
one
on it.
hand in water.
Oh, I feel like it happened to David as a child.
So Rob Fournier remembers working with Dan Payne, and Payne was like, "Okay, so where are they shooting?" And Rob said, "Everywhere but you." So-
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. And speaking of shooting, Sam is carrying a Micro 16 assault rifle instead of her usual P90.
It's the Carter
Because of
Special.
blank ammunition shortage. Yeah.
There we go. Zoop.
Yeah, I love how
Yep.
he's just so unbothered about everything. I'm getting like
Very
PTSD to
unbothered.
Apophis in the Knox.
He doesn't even get angry. Like,
Nah, he's so unbothered. I
continues.
love it. Look at him. He's just like, oh,
We
meh.
want this guy alive, so let's just, let some Jaffa die.
I love that Teal'c's
go.
got a big earth weapon today.
Some of these visuals are just so cool.
This is like this. I love season 7 because it's kind of coming out of that late 90s, early 2000s cringe, and it's starting to find its coolness.
Yeah. Jeez, man. How
Right,
badly
the
do you want
shoulder
this
for
thing
Reynolds.
alive?
Yeah.
well, now, they don't really care so much.
To him, these humans are all just a bunch of insects in his way, like on his windshield. He's like, get off, I'm
Pretty
busy,
much.
got stuff
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is a cool shot, though.
It's so cool, and the
It's very
dustiness on him.
badass.
My problem with that
Yeah.
wide shot is it's clearly blowing in front of him. It would have been better to
Yep.
just superimpose him in visual effects and just like actually detonate him. So that one's a little bit easier. That one looks like it hit him.
Well, I wanna say that the armor is so completely impenetrable. I think
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying water off a duck's back, we need to start saying fire off a Cull Warrior's back.
Jeez. Yeah, because it just
It's
rolls
sort
off
of
the
slid
tongue.
right off.
Now I can think of only as Oma. Here, Cull Warrior. Don't look at Master Vertec. Come on, come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. Oh, you got some other stuff to do. Don't worry about these humans. It's all good. Yeah, they need to live.
That's 1 SGC, 0 Anubis. Screw you, Jim.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that the, very terrifying super soldier somehow managed to completely miss important recurring characters like Braytac and then focus the fire on the unnamed extras.
Imagine if Anubis was just chilling and got like some sort of like say had a body cam, on him, and he saw the footage and he's like, SG-1 was right there and you didn't kill him, and it's just like
Exactly.
he should have
He would not be
pre-programmed it
happy.
into them to annihilate SG-1 on sight if he sees him.
Is this the first time SG-1 has intention? The second time, the first time that they've surrendered without a backup plan.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, they always find one.
Yeah.
More time is money.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah, paying him by the
That's what
hour.
he's
There it
thinking.
is. Yep.
And if they
He's still on the
die,
clock when he gets shot, I think.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. So at that point, I think the U.S.
Jed
military
Ted
will
says,
pay.
nice 5 o'clock shadow on Daniel. Damn right.
Jeez.
Damn right. Well, I'm just saying, look at him. Like, a hot nerd. We're so capable.
I'm still kind of jealous that he can pull off a bandana.
I know.
It works.
Oh,
And Daniel.
he's so
Daniel.
hot.
Bandana.
Daniel, save some for him. I mean, come on.
Also, you've got no water. And I think that might be the only canteen they have because he's not carrying his own.
Well, there's a waterfall about,
Yeah, true.
an eighth of a mile away. There we
But
go.
parasites and stuff, though. I'm sure they have a filtration thing in
they
the
have
bottle.
absolutely.
though.
They've got some
Yeah,
iodine.
those- yeah.
Cool. Clever
Nice.
Daniel.
Where's Jack with his pack of C4? Loves to blow stuff up with his little blocks.
I think that establishing shot is used later.
I'm sure.
Could be.
So Ryan Booth is on the right,
Right, yeah.
and he will be in all 3 shows. Ah, come on, Reynolds. That's his only word. He knows no other words.
We're about to see Jack's Vulcan salute. That was improvised, apparently.
Yeah, we're not here to bother you. Don't worry about it.
So,
yeah.
one of the reviewers on Gateworld felt that RDA's interactions in these scenes felt slightly forced, like they were trying to compress maximum Jackness into minimal
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, that's fair.
A little bit.
But I
a
love
little
the
bit.
reactions of the soldiers. Yeah, that's right. We weren't here
Yeah.
to kill you. Yeah,
We're
all
here to
your
save
asses
your life.
things.
Don't worry about it.
There's a point.
You're not
Yeah,
buying this, are you?
it's too. It does feel forced.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
So I've been off for a long time, so you've got me for these few scenes here, and I'm gonna milk this for all it's worth.
Yeah, milk it.
So.
I feel like it's gonna I don't know why it's always this scene always think is gonna pull out his watch and be like, an SG-12 is gonna come through that gate in 4, 3, like just waiting for him to count down the Cull Warrior coming to kill them
Oh,
all.
that's funny.
Oh, I was wrong. He also says Kree.
So did you identify the actor on the right of our screen or the left? Before
The
you
right.
said the actor's name? The
So
right?
Right.
Yeah, the right of the screen. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the
I
one
thought
that
was Michael
O'Neill
Johnson.
tells to come on at the end once he realizes his master is dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was Michael Johnson. That's what I
Oh
wrote
God,
down.
here I go. Let me see here. One moment, please.
I said Michael Johnson plays Rhaenys's Jafar guard, and then he was previously Apopha's Jafar commander and a Jinna warrior in Double Duty. Double Jeopardy.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Oh my
Evie
God.
calling out David. Woo woo.
Good for you. I was wrong. That was not Ryan Booth. And out of all these Jaffa, you have the name of the one who is named.
Michael Johnson.
And yeah, Michael Johnson. It's such a rare name. The spelling is
Johnson's
definitely
spelled
rare.
differently.
And this is the his third performance.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, he was in
Interesting.
Serpent Slayer and Double Jeopardy. Because I always double check the picture of the actor and then I make sure, because I've got a bit of facial blindness, I make sure that I haven't mixed it up.
I respect that.
I call BS. I think you were lying. Ooh, looky there.
I love that they were like, oh, let's be careful because booby traps. It's like,
Yeah, I love how they're
okay.
just touching it with like the tips of their fingers.
I love in a second when they're just fully grabbing it and just like manhandling it. It's
Yes.
absolutely hilarious. They
All
just
right, so
break it up.
Whoa.
this challenging sequence involved both actors being dramatically washed away by water that was dumped by a front end loader.
It looked
And
like it was
Bill
being dumped by a
Dowd
loader.
himself compared it to Indiana Jones, which is pretty obvious.
Must be a fun day at work.
Was that in my interview?
Yes, it was.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's part of the oral history. It's like, because that's a really cool fact.
It is, and I have more. I have more
Oh,
in
yay.
a second when they go
It's
back to that
working.
scene.
It's working. 10
Amazing.
more
I
points to
always try
Gryffindor
and-
if you answer that one in the chat.
Phantom Menace.
Ah!
I want the 10 points for Gryffindor.
All right, fine.
I always try and
10
reference
points
your
for
interviews
Slytherin.
when I can, David.
Yeah, very good.
That's what they're there for.
That's right. That's part of it. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just let them die and they'll let us out.
Yeah.
Because then they'll realize that their god is dead.
Yeah, and then they'll join the Jafar. The Jafar.
The good
for
Jafar,
free Jafar. Yeah, and then just chill out there.
You hear those sounds? Those are the sounds of your boss dying.
Yeah. Alrighty then has come in saying good morning from New Zealand, the Terminator episode. Yay, hello.
Hi.
Welcome
My
aboard.
neighbor.
Hello.
My country neighbor.
Yeah. I love New Zealand Taskmaster already then. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's my favorite version of Taskmaster. And I'm a
Wow.
Brit.
There's so many amazing things about New Zealand. I have relatives from there too.
Oh, I'm jealous. I love when the Jafar are like, oh, I'm right. I'm so right about my god.
Mhm.
And then it's like, boom. Oh, never mind.
Your god is now past tense. But will you live long enough to appreciate it?
Yeah.
The show did a fairly good job of bringing. Yeah, so I can think of two right off the top of my head. I can think of Ragnar, and then
Yep.
Noah. What's his name's character? I forget his name. So and he was introduced in Sacrifices, I think. Yeah. So they definitely did show converts.
Yeah.
Mm. So
Could've shown
more
more,
about
but I'm
this
good.
flooding scene. Bill Dow revealed that these water scenes involved impressive practical effects. So the production team created an underground water tank by embedding a dumpster-sized container into the ground. And Bill recalled performing multiple takes of certain water sequences, particularly one where the director wanted the water to settle before he and Michael surfaced.
Of
So
course.
that scene just there.
Mm.
And it made it like appear as though obviously the characters had drowned. And Bill also recalls the particular moment where he had to remain underwater holding his breath while Michael performed above. And this
Yeah.
created like a genuinely stressful moment that translated into authentic gasping when they
Mm.
finally emerged.
I love Bandana
Uh-oh.
Guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I was like
Other
just one
bandana
random
guy.
white guy there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what's that about?
Mercenary for hire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mercenary for hire. Yeah.
The money's really good in Honduras.
Jeez. I do find it really sad that whenever I see like Latin people being put into content, not whenever, but like a lot of the time, it's just like, cartels and stuff and illegal actions, and it's like, I want to thank Edward James Olmos for being one of the good guys, one of the good Latin men in television.
Well, let's find
He
out.
will not.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound that good, does it?
Half of your folks are already dead. This is just the skeleton crew that's left.
Whenever I think about the Jafar, I like just don't even a lot of the time I don't even think about the fact that they have families and stuff. So like how many kids are getting orphaned every time SG-1 goes out and shoots Jafar?
I'm sure a lot of them do have families.
Planet.
That's how you get more Jaffa.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, work against them.
They're not Brussels sprouts.
I can imagine a lot of them have like it out for SG-1.
Wow, that
So
took no
whenever they
time
see
at
them on the
all.
battlefield.
It's like,
Like
okay,
he
yeah,
used to stabilize.
the witch
Do you
is
think that
dead.
he was secretly on the verge of like changing sides and he wasn't sure, and then this was like, oh yes, then this is the right choice.
I love this look.
Come on.
For this,
Yeah,
you
come
can
on.
stay at my place.
Yeah, it's so cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
go,
It
go.
is very cute.
Yeah, he's so sweet. I just want to give him a hug, a very tall hug.
Okay, so Nicole, we're about to see, Daniel in just his undershirt.
Oh,
So yeah, hello, Big Guns Jackson. That
honestly,
is pretty impressive.
Does anyone
my
have
first crush.
the handbook, the Archaeologist's Guide to Wumping, or the field guide to Wumping Archaeologists handbook laying around somewhere? So, because it's about to happen. So
Well,
wumping
yes.
was like a big
I was gonna
term,
say, what?
in fandom at this point.
Right?
And I
It's a
didn't even
fan
know what it
fiction thing
was.
as well,
Yeah,
wumping,
it's
yeah.
like,
I don't even know what it is.
you don't know what wumping is?
No, please someone tell me.
It's a British term. I'm pretty sure.
You said that to me last time about milk toast, and it was wrong. So please double
Possible.
check.
Whoa. So it's Daniel being tortured.
Yeah, it's a character
Oh.
enduring torture,
Yeah.
injury, other forms of physical or mental suffering.
You know
Oh,
the
that sounds
Wumping
terrible.
Willow in Harry Potter?
No,
You know why it
yeah.
wumps? Because it beats cars up.
Okay, terrible. Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
worked in
maybe
Stargate
Brad.
SG-1 for 2 days. Oh, who were you? Dead Jaffa.
Dead Jafar
Yeah.
number 4.
Aww.
You should have believed us.
I'd kill to have that outfit, though.
This one?
Yes. And the skirt.
You in the skirt.
Get that target swinging a little.
In the swinging.
Randall Wong. Edward James almost still gets mobster roles among his work. Oh, of course. Absolutely. He's a
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
It's just nice to see, because obviously, Latin people a lot of the time, they get hired for roles that are quite stereotypical based on, the
Mhm.
region and the history. And so it's nice that Edward James Olmos was able to be the savior of the human race and, do something a little different.
Absolutely.
But obviously he was in Narcos, but he was a good guy. So that was nice.
Okay, so this
Hello,
is
Huey.
the Mid-Valley viewpoint in BC, and the production team went all out. They even acquired a downed Russian helicopter as set
Oh,
dressing.
it's not a Huey. Okay.
It must have been nice being Michael and Bill during this episode during all that really hot weather because they got to, take off their jackets and be sweaty.
If you enjoy that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, it's better than being in full military gear.
Yeah, true. Like layers and layers of
Yeah.
neoprene or whatever it is.
I love how much he squints when he doesn't have his glasses on.
I know.
Right. He always does it a lot when he doesn't have them on.
10 minutes for it to pass out with no oxygen. A scorpion can beat it by like 2 days.
Wow.
What's up, Don?
Oh, fun, creepy. Let's go.
I serve Anubis.
Yeah. Okay, I hate to be
It
this
doesn't
person, right?
work.
One layer
It
of
doesn't
teeth.
work.
No, I hate to be this person, but just take away that face, give him a better face. Hot.
Oh, Evie. I mean, Nicole.
I was
Blame
gonna say
this
what's
on
Evie done.
me.
Yeah. No, it's because Dan Payne is under there. He's a beautiful man.
This is true. Oh, I thought you were talking about, your fish people thing.
It kind of is a little bit,
Okay.
just a little bit. He's got a bit of a fish mouth, to be honest. Like it looks like a fish,
I was
like the
gonna
face
say
of a
he's got
fish.
sort of fish teeth.
Oh dear, guys, add it to
Like
the list.
piranha
Add the
teeth.
Coal Warrior to the list of things that Nicole would maybe do.
My problem is that the lips. I mean, there is, I guess, some movement with the lips, but just the jaw movement itself, you couldn't get those words out of its mouth like that.
No,
I'm kind of bothered by the nose.
the lack
Oh,
of
the whole
it.
thing's hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like, how does it breathe?
it sounds like it's breathing just fine. You don't have to have a
Like, the
nose to
kind of
breathe.
looks enclosed, I guess. Does it have weird gills somewhere?
I was gonna say he's a bit fishy. He got gills. Guys, did you hear how
That's just
excited I
Nicole's
just got?
opening line, got gills.
I got gills. Let's smash. Gecko Fest said, "Give him a fish face." Damn right.
So we're bringing back some Hathor tech. Tolan Hathor tech.
I mean, look at those cheekbones. Damn.
Mm. Damn or
I'd love to
damn.
see how they would. I'd love to see how they would have done it now. Just the lighting in this shot, I love.
Mm.
It's there's a glow to it. It's soft, long lenses,
Yeah.
and I just love staring at Don.
I mean,
I
he's a
know
great
you
performer. I love
do.
him.
Yeah.
I love the way that TV exists and film because it's like there are so many people that we've lost, and it's nice that they get to live on in some way through this.
Absolutely.
This is true.
Yeah, the nose does look like it's completely full of stuff, but it could just be some of that nasty goo that we saw.
No.
But I do
Yeah.
feel like it's just part
Very
of the
tiny nostrils, but like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Ugh.
No, it does have 2 layers of teeth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a like protruding top jaw. Top jaw? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There we go. Just extrapolate.
Already then said, my bad, Death Knell's the full Terminator one. To be fair, they got Terminator vibes, both of them, but the other one is more Terminator for sure.
This is the pre-Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they said. This is just the entree.
Yeah. Oh, had a restful night there, my friend.
I've never been crazy about this villain.
Oh, a bit one-dimensional?
That's my problem. Yeah.
Those are actually Madagascar hissing cockroaches, which are not native to Central America or Nicaragua.
I can't
Interesting.
believe like someone did the research on that.
Dude,
Did you pull
it
up the
came
software
in
or
from
did
the
you look at
Russian
it?
chopper.
Yeah, it did. So, this so-called one-dimensional villain is Frank Roman playing the rebel leader Raphael. He's actually of Puerto Rican descent, and he previously worked on 3 Mel Brooks films. So I don't know whether that sort of influenced his casting, given that the DeLuise family, has a connection to Mel Brooks.
I
But
wouldn't be
there you go.
surprised. Yeah.
And he actually received specialized weapons training for this role, both with the AK and also the 9mm handgun. And apparently he sort of faced an unexpected challenge when Peter added live insects to the prisons, like this prison hut scene for atmosphere. And I think he later recalled that bugs make him really anxious, and he wasn't prepared for suddenly acting among like cockroaches underfoot. And Bill Dow also confirmed that he was very uncomfortable with the insects, and
I will
he
say,
refused to appear in shots containing them.
Yeah.
He kind of
Wow.
forced the production team to adjust their filming approach to accommodate the phobia.
Oh, I don't know what happened, but like, so my mum grew up in Venezuela, and she hates cockroaches. She's got such a
Very
fear of
big.
insects and cockroaches,
Yeah.
and I
Wow.
think they're cute, but I think that there's something going on with the plumbing in Venezuela and a lot of Latin countries, because something's going on for the insect hate to be that high. Or it's like
Maybe it's
Australia
very
where
large or
everything's out to get
something.
you. Yeah.
Also, I kind of think there's some interesting symbolism here. So Daniel and Dr. Lee are obviously searching for the device with the with healing potential that may be the source of the Fountain of Youth myth.
Mm.
And his name is Raphael, which actually means God has healed. So given that the episode sort of has this central theme, it's probably no coincidence.
Raphael's healed too
That's
much.
a great connection. I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yep, close the door.
To the outhouse.
The outhouse. It's not a very well built outhouse.
I was going to say, I would not want to be pooping in that.
Oh.
Like, look at all those holes. It's like going to the loo in an American public bathroom. What are those cracks for? Like, why are people seeing me pee?
Oh, I literally developed a phobia coming back from the US because of
Right?
the self-flushing toilets.
Oh my God, the
I'm
splatter.
like, I'm not ready. I'm
You
not
have
ready.
no
And there's, like, a
self-flushing
splatter.
toilets down there at all?
No, it's weird.
Not really, no.
Wow.
You don't have to touch the toilet, but there's a sensor thing, so you can just wave your hand
sensors,
over a thing
yeah.
and it goes off. But it
But
never
it doesn't just
self-flushes.
randomly flush at,
Yeah.
like 2-minute intervals.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I take longer than 2 minutes. Come on, like, it's rude.
Exactly.
You're not
And then
supposed
you
to
end up
flush with
getting
you still on it
backsplash.
unless you
Well, I stand up to wipe. What do they expect me to do? I don't sit and stay there the whole time.
TMI Nicole. All right.
You're welcome, everyone. Important fact. Hey, to be continued. Next episode. Wait.
So you're telling me you stand up and then you sit back down?
No. I do my business and then I wipe.
Okay. But then how
So
are you
I
going to get
stand up to
splashed?
wipe.
Okay, so you're not going to get splashed then.
No,
But
it still manages.
it's-
There's some
yeah.
velocity in the splatter.
I don't. Maybe it's because you don't sit as much as women do, but damn, it's bad.
Hey, I sit plenty.
Yeah.
Thank you. What you're
I was gonna
describing
say-
is a high pressure toilet.
Okay, well then every toilet I've been to in North America has been very high pressure. So you know.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
I
just
want an
higher pressure
outhouse
than you have.
There's I don't get splashback in this country, and Yvie apparently isn't getting splashback over there. So I would prefer the outhouse. that
Hey
Bill
everyone,
and
it's
Daniel were hanging
Evolution.
out in.
We're watching
Yeah.
Evolution, the Stargate SG-1 episode. This is Wormhole Extremists. And
Toilets.
If you want to hear a continuation of this conversation, you're not going to find it in part 2. Bye.
It was great.
Cheese and rice.
Oh,
Hey, you know
cheese
what?
and
I hope
rice.
everyone's laughing in the chat. Raj Luther said Nicole with laughing emoji. Second time he's done that, because I think earlier I said something about banging fishmen. Gecko said a bidet. I wish it was a bidet. It wasn't a bidet. We know it's not a bidet. You know. Oh, dear,
Oh,
dear.
that's funny.
You know what, David? Can we have a Dalgate episode about toilets at some point? Just
What's the connection? I need to start
There
your
is no connection.
Jack's always in the bathroom.
So what do we think?
That's funny.
You know what? I've had a really good time watching this. It's been really, really fun, and we've had a lot of good laughs. And yeah, I think that it's not perfect, but I think season 7 is just a damn good time. I enjoy everyone coming back. You got Jacob, you got Braytak, Jafar doing stuff, Tokra doing stuff, humans doing stuff. It's a fun time. And everyone's doing their bit to help out. So I say that I'm probably gonna give this around a 5.
A 5.
Yeah,
Very
okay.
good. Yvonne.
I was also going to give it a 5. It's hard to kind of rate this on its own merit because, it's only half a story, but I think it is leading somewhere kind of exciting, and these episodes do have future implications.
Mhm.
And I do like that the whole gang is getting together, and I kind of like how they've sort of split up into little groups.
Yeah.
And I like sort of the Indiana Jones vibe that this episode gives because it's some of my favorite movies from my childhood. So
Yes,
think
the
a 5,
archaeology
a
stuff,
5
and
for me,
Daniel being
yeah.
able to go and like nerd out with Bill is really fun.
yes, Big Guns Jackson.
Ugh, so hot.
So I wanted to give it a 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not
alright.
crazy about season 7.
I know.
Yes, you do. The villain, the Honduran villain is kind of. You will tell me what I need to know.
Bit like
I
bit
feel
like a
so
comic
alive.
villain.
Fantastic.
It's fine. It's serviceable. He I don't think it's him. I just think it does the job. The show is slow. All of the action and the interesting stuff is in the back half, I think, even though there were some big guns stuff in this one too.
Yeah.
The archaeological stuff was interesting. I mean, it was great to have Carmen and Tony in an episode together.
Yes.
Again, I think this is
Absolutely.
their
Rare.
second one.
Our Stargate dads all hanging out.
Yeah,
It's nice.
there's a huge hole. There's a jack-shaped hole in the majority of this episode, as this will continue.
I haven't really noticed, except for when he like suddenly appears. I'm like, oh yeah, the star of the show's back.
That's right. So I will give this a 4 against my best
Okay,
judgment.
all right, but
Yeah.
that's kind of increased in.
The Cold
Yeah.
Warrior is
Stargate's better with
cool.
friends.
The Cold Warrior is cool. I'm glad that they went in this direction. They're really good about pulling all these elements from the history of the show, the trinium darts, and using the prop that's, I wanted to say the Zatnicotel, the Zatark detector. So
Zatark
yes,
detector,
Zatark detector.
yeah,
It
yeah.
comes,
And there's
it just takes a
obviously
while.
There's all the connections.
Divide and
from
conquer.
yes,
Cure,
absolutely.
Cure,
Cure. Nicole.
and is it Descent? Anyway, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do we got, Nicole?
So we got, well, firstly, Kevin said there is a deleted toilet scene involving the rings. Is there? I would like to see it. I like toilets. So I don't. I just spend a lot of time on them. So we've got Whitney Nolan. I actually really like this episode. I give it a 6 out of 7 chevrons. It's got Indiana Jones meets Predator feel. Yes, I agree. We've got Mac Bolan's Conscience, a 5. Kevin Weaver, I give it a 5. Shimmering Victoria, 5. Love the Vulcan salute. Gecko Fett, I'll give
Attempted.
it- Yeah.
Yeah.
Gecko Fett said I'll give it a 5. It was a decent episode, but I give it a 4. But I'm upping it at a point because I had fun watching with you all. Love it. Jed Ted, 6 chevrons. Raj Luthra, my rating for Evolution is part 1 is 6 out of 7 chevrons. Has adventure, mystery, returning characters, and humor. That's why I like it. It's got a blend of everything, and I like when SG-1 is separated. I think it's nice to see them because it jumps around a lot and it makes it more interesting. Jacob, 5 chevrons. Even though it's only the first half, there's lots happening here, and I really liked it. Lockwatcher, I would give this a 5. Mid-level episode, but does have great Jurassic Park meets Indiana Jones feels in the Honduras/Vancouver locations. Without this episode, we would not have Vala. Yes, the Coal Warriors. One day she's going to be in that outfit, and it's really just damn pain. And they're going to make that work somehow.
Without this episode, we wouldn't have Vala in a Cold Warrior suit. I agree.
Yeah, but I
That's
feel
true.
like it all came together nicely. And Admiral Manel says 6 out of 7. And they said earlier, hi, I'm the Carter Special guy, just arrived. Hello, we've got so many new people coming.
It's
so
a great
nice.
crowd. Yeah, we've got a crowd.
And
21.
anybody-
We were at 25 a minute
21.
ago. Yeah.
Jumping
so.
back and forth. What I will say is, anybody who's new, if you don't want to talk loads, or anything, it's fine. But feel free to leave a chevron rating. We won't dive into you and harass you too much. You can choose to stay silent. But please feel free to leave. Please feel free to leave a chevron rating out of 7 because that's how we do things. But yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Kevin Weaver, I should specify, was a deleted scene from the script originally in one of the Lucian Alliance episodes with the weird-looking aliens.
Do you have a link for that somewhere?
I'm sure he probably does.
Can you tweet it to me?
I think he's
or
talking about the
tell my friends?
Iranians with the balls, on each side.
Oh,
so.
okay. Yep.
Damn
yep.
you, Cat.
I just
Mitchell.
like toilets. I like toilets.
Oh yeah, those
They are
villains,
necessary.
Yeah, I remember them now.
You guys ready
Yeah.
for Evolution Part 2?
Let me
in a second,
let
I
me
will
grab
be.
it. Let me grab it. I got it. Beat Yvie. Yes, more prepared.
You guys ready to go?
I'm never more prepared than Yvie, so it's like, yes, I beat her to the thing.
It's not possible. It is not physically possible.
Nope.
You guys set?
Yeah.
Yes.
Evolution 2 in 5, 4, 3. Previously on Wormhole Extremists. I'm David Reed. I'm with Yvie
Hello.
and Nicole.
Hello.
Evolution Part 2. Away we go.
Gooey.
Gooey.
KY. Why?
So-
KY.
What? So Peter DeLuise wore 3 hats for this episode as co-story writer with Damien Kindler, teleplay writer, and director.
And he
He
wore
only
them
wore
well.
2 hats in the previous
Love him
one, I
so
think.
much.
I know.
The talent.
Me too. I know.
See, it just looks like something's just poured stuff on them very obviously, but that's okay. Hello. I absolutely love this guy though, because this whole time he's going to be charging them for him being out in the woods with them.
Yes,
So,
they
what a
owe me
guy.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Absolute legend.
So, according to Reddit fans, this episode represents classic SG-1 with a unique blend of South American rebels and zombie elements. And one
pretty
fan
unique.
called
What the hell?
it one fan called
Stargate.
it where Stargate Command can't handle the Colombian drug lords. And Gateworld's
Yeah.
Ali Snow noted it didn't quite function as a traditional mid-season cliffhanger, but they appreciated how the episode immediately plunges back into the action with Daniel and Dr. Lee's predicament, and it sort
Yeah.
of maintains momentum from the previous installment.
Does the SGC not manage to handle the Nicaraguans? Did you say?
No.
Where did the Nicaraguans coming into my head? Anyway, so the Hondurans, they didn't
gonna
manage
say.
to handle them.
Oh, what, the Colombian drug lords?
Yeah.
Colombian drug
I
lords.
don't know, just someone called it where
I
Stargate Command
honestly
can't
was
Oh,
like,
handle
I wanted
okay.
to see
drug
how
lords.
many Latin American countries they would go through. before they
Evidently,
find
so there,
someone.
Brazil, Costa Rica,
Venezuela.
Panama.
Ecuador. Oh
Uh,
dear, oh dear.
So our friend here, Frank Roman, he had great respect for his colleagues, Michael Shanks and Bill Dow. He actually described them in an interview as both talented and approachable with excellent work ethics. So he said that Bill had a very
Aw.
gentle manner and sense of humor, and he said Michael's ability to be surprisingly funny off camera
Yeah.
was like a
What a compliment.
highlight of the experience. And he still managed to maintain a very polished, polite demeanor while still delivering great comedic moments.
Mhm.
And Frank really appreciated that. And
I love that.
my question to you guys is, was this torture sort of scene adequately portrayed given the network constraints? Because a lot of people online were saying that it wasn't enough, but then I'm thinking, there would be sort of primetime TV restrictions, so you can't
wasn't
really show
enough
too
torture?
much. Yeah.
We see them after the torture. We see them, we don't even see like Han Solo getting zapped. We only see his, they
Yeah.
didn't even
You
ask
see
me
the
any
beginning and the
questions at
screaming.
end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, Teal'c's getting tortured all the bloody time. I feel like Stargate's
is
already
true.
like gone real bad with torture.
That's a good point, actually, because
So,
like
yeah.
it's just sort of they just verbally say that they've been deprived of food and water for 2 days, and they're kind of threatened with electrocution, but we don't actually see it used on them. It's just sort of hinted abuse. But
yeah.
I
I don't need to see
personally
it.
think it's enough, but there
Yeah.
was a lot of people online that were saying that it didn't go forward. Yeah, there wasn't enough detail. But
So
I
they've
don't think it
went
needed to
without
be.
food and water for 2 days.
That's exactly what this character said, yes.
Daniel's lips would be severely chapped.
They would be.
You should have had the chapping.
Yeah.
They
Maybe
did a
he's
really
got some
good job
chapstick
adding
on
the
him.
chat to Vala's lips when she's being left out without food and water on the altar in season
That's
9.
right. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I always,
Maybe
I
that
always
was a
love that
takeaway
detail.
from this episode.
Yeah, maybe they were like,
Yeah.
I'll work on the chat. Yeah, I don't need more torture scenes. I think I'm good. I think that enough has been implied. Watching Teal'c get tortured so much is already kind of enough for me. So I'm just like, it's a bit
that's true.
much. So
Yeah.
also, this is a show that has more mature moments, but a lot of the time, like me, kids are watching. So keep it PG.
I love how he says, "What gives you the right to come to this country and steal artifacts?" And it's like, well, to be fair, you didn't know it was there, so
But to be fair,
That's true.
like,
We're hoping you
it's
just
not
get
like
away
we're
with
lifting it out of a museum.
I was gonna say, America, but more, Britain, real bad Britain. We do that all the time. So I mean,
Yes,
I
you
understand the
do.
beef.
I don't
It's
know.
our
I've been
favorite
to
pastime
the
activity.
Louvre. It's full of stuff from all over the world.
Yeah.
Wow, there we go.
true.
These guys know how to go have a good time.
I also feel like doing the actual torture scene would have taken away like time from the episode jumping on other things that it could be
Yep.
doing. So the implication is definitely better. I don't need to see them like, sizzling a little bit. Don't need,
Sizzling a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what you sell, though.
you know.
You're not selling the steak.
Yeah.
You're selling the human
You're
flesh.
selling the sizzle.
Jeez.
And Kevin Weaver said that the episode with the toilet stuff is Ties That Bind. There we go. One of my favorite episodes.
People are in this episode who
Oh,
have not watched
funny.
the other one are like, what are they talking about?
So we were talking about bathrooms in the last one. Don't
Yeah,
worry
We
about
like
yeah,
that.
to
Don't
talk
worry
about
about it.
toilets every now and then,
Yeah,
and
it's evidently a
yeah,
thing
you
because I brought up
unfortunately used the word
outhouse.
found.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. And then Evie
Yes.
actually mentioned the PTSD of the bathrooms, and I was like, yes, this is my in. This is my moment. So back to Stargate.
We
I
watch every
appreciate.
episode hoping that someone brings up toilets in some way, shape, or form.
Oh dear, oh dear. I've got so many things to say that I'm going to say for after the podcast.
So every time, and Michael Shanks is Daniel Jackson, we get this
Yeah, I
wide-eyed
always
look
find
of
that
Michael's
so
face
funny.
in the briefing room. Like, was he so
Yeah.
excited about in the briefing room? So.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, the jaw slide.
Yeah.
Enrico Colatoni.
I love that he has
Yes,
like
Enrico.
beef with people from the past, and then every
Oh,
now and
yeah.
again they come in and then they get like bestie energy. I rewatched Matter of Time the other day with my uncle
Cromwell.
and Cromwell.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
really
is
like
kind of
that.
similar. He's got beef with that guy too.
Yeah.
I would
It's
have
just a
loved to have
history of Jack
seen,
having beef.
another episode there, set in the past or having that unwinding that component, because now at the beginning of season 2, we found out in Prisoners that that Jack spent time in prison, and they answer
Yeah.
that in where he was and who put him there in
Oh, flirting.
Okay,
Flirting.
moment. Shiver.
Evie and I
Matter of
like
Time.
prepare.
Shiver moment.
Sparks were flying.
They were.
They quite
Well, look at you,
literally
David.
are.
Dad
Pointing
joke.
it out. Oh, this is just. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how old he was when she was born? You sickos.
I don't want to
16,
know.
17, around there.
Yeah.
I actually don't find that bad. But my rule is if you're the like close enough an age where you can be siblings, then that's like acceptable. But when you start getting too high up, then it gets weird. So
Everyone has a number. I love how he's just he comes down hard. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
yeah. Oh, poor Lee. Bill doesn't know
poor
anything.
Bill.
He's gonna tell them his SGC passwords for crying out.
Yeah,
You know
he's
he
gonna
will.
give them everything. I mean,
Dude is gonna squeal.
I'm just remembering Midway and how badly that went.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's true.
Gekova said we don't need to see Fried Daniel. No, we don't. And then Lockwood said wormhole extremist toilet talk. And then Rod Luther said imagine a Stargate designed toilet. I would love that.
It's not about needing, it's about wanting.
And Lockwood said problem is would it flush up? Oh dear. Can you imagine that? Terrible. I want someone to do
I was
that.
just thinking of an iris. Like you wouldn't want that iris to be closed at the wrong moment.
Sorry, David. This is just
Y'all are
tough.
disturbed.
Let's
Let's
poop and get off the toilet.
Seriously, I'm done. I mean, you can continue, but I'll just sit here. Directed by Peter DeLuise.
What I love is that Jacob is going to get into the suit. And I always just find it really laughable, though, when everyone's getting in the suit, because no one is the right height for the suit.
People. I mean,
Yeah.
Carmen is not big. Alan Gowan wore
yeah,
his
I have,
costumes.
Yeah.
I have those. Yeah, I have those figures later. It's the height.
You gotta
Yes,
buy
I looked
it.
it up.
Yeah. I mean, he looks hot in it because, everyone who wears the Anubis drone outfit looks hot. So.
John Billingsley earlier today just made the example of, he always loves it when the sizes always fit when the stormtroopers come in and the heroes have to take their suits. So
Yeah.
I mean, or
Yes.
there's a version of that in any number of films. So
That's
and they
true.
always fit perfectly.
I mean, I'm
like,
playing Hitman games again, and every outfit I find fits me like a glove. So
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future when it's just like sizing,
Mhm.
like the jacket.
Oh yeah, jacket
Yeah.
drying. Your jacket
Jacket
is now
drying.
dry. Hey, we missed. There went an ass.
So, as we said before, this is Enrico Colantoni as Agent Burke.
Trying to get him.
And,
Trying to
he
get him
will
right now.
always be Mathazar from Galaxy Quest to me.
You are our last hope.
Oh my God. Honestly, so I showed my best friend Faye, and her fiance Ben. We were trying to watch something, and I was like, "Oh, have you guys seen Galaxy Quest?" They were like, "No." They'd
Oh,
never
it's
seen
a
anything
good
like it.
movie.
They're not
I
sci-fi
love
people,
it.
and they love it
so
so much. They
good.
reference it like all the time. Like every time I see them.
Oh, it kind of pokes fun at sci-fi, but also praises it. So yeah, I
Yeah,
love it. It's
me
great.
too.
Have
It's
we
a
done
perfect
Galaxy
blend.
Quest as a
We
midweek
No,
have
movie?
not, but we
I
need
said
to
it
put
should be
on
on our
there.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have recently seen it elsewhere then, because I have vivid memories of it.
I mean, it's just that vivid. It's that good.
We
It's
haven't
a
seen it
great
with
film.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Well, that may be
So,
our midweek movie at the end of this.
Yay! So on initial meeting with Jack, Burke recollects like a kidnapping instance involving an American engineer working on the Honduran dam, and apparently this closely resembles the plot of Proof of Life with Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Jacob said Dr. Lee should try to win them over by talking about his WoW character. So World of Warcraft, like in Atlantis.
Oh, I love that.
And then
I love that.
Randall Wong followed it up with all the dogs in 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, that's right. The
Twilight
Twilight Bark. Yeah.
Twilight Bark.
And then no one gets it, and he's like, Lord of the Rings with the fires, okay?
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
there we go. So good.
My kids love it. And then a few episodes later in the he's like coming on to Elizabeth. It's like, so you're
Yes.
divorced, right? Either that or
Oh,
you're just a horrible person.
Yeah. Oh, so a lot of people on Reddit loved this sort of diving into Jack's Black Ops background. And the opinions on Burke as a character, though, were kind of split. There were fans that found it intriguing that Jack didn't vouch for Burke despite their claimed friendship. But Gateworld's Lex criticized how Burke like dominated Jack's screen time without revealing anything meaningful about Jack himself. And they felt like the Burke storyline felt unbalanced to many viewers.
Well, he's got
I
an axe to
disagree.
grind.
I like the Burke story.
Oh, I
He's
like
not
him.
going to
I
sit
think
there
he's
and go,
great.
"Hey, Jack, how you doing? Tell me all about your life." No, I have a beef, and we're going to clear this up
Exactly.
now.
Well, he mentions it
You're
several
not going
times.
to Cromwell me through the Stargate this time.
Cromwell me through.
Flush
Into
me,
a black
dare I
hole
say.
as well. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a guy. This is just my day job.
This is my favorite part of this episode is this guy being like, yeah, you know?
Oh, it's funny.
It's just such a funny cliche of the episode,
It
honestly.
is.
That is really the case, though. I mean, when I was in the Philippines, a lot I would wind up somewhere and ask someone to where I could go to hire somebody for the day to help me with stuff, and I lost count of the times they were like, "I'm right here," and they would just whatever they were doing, they would stop and they would go and do whatever I wanted
This
them
is
to
just
do,
my
and I
day
would pay
job.
them. Yep.
Admiral Manel said, I like to call Enrico Jude Law's nemesis because his characters have defeated Jude Law's characters both times they work together. I like that.
Oh,
that's a good one.
I didn't
Spoilers.
know
I'm
that.
gonna try
I
and
also
forget that
remember
from
him
my
from
memory.
Just Shoot Me.
Raj Luthra, Galaxy Quest movie is great. Yes. Why, yes,
Yes.
it is.
It is fantastic.
Screw that.
It is a good
That's not what she said.
time.
Yeah, no, it's
not. Read my lips.
That's right. Everyone,
so
drop
happy that's in
everything
there.
now once this is done and go watch Galaxy Quest if you have not seen it.
Yeah. Or wait for us to do it there. It's kind of weird, right? That they put like just a little Stargate event horizon in there. That's weird, right?
It's ancient tech.
I
just found it
noticed
weird.
that as well.
I wouldn't put my finger in it.
Yeah, but look at it.
I wonder if it was reused.
It really
footage.
is, yeah.
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 It's
I noticed it years
it's
ago and I was like,
brighter in
"Ugh."
the center, but yeah.
Smelled
Okay,
it cheap.
sorry. So, one Redditor noted that while the Cull Warriors concept is sort of menacing with their bulky armor and visible padding, this sort of makes it appear a lot less intimidating than intended. And they suggested that Jacob's football reference indicated that the production team themselves recognized the visible, the visual resemblance between the padding and the football gear.
It's
And it
like
was sort of
his
more of a
neck
self-aware
is too
joke.
short for this. Yeah.
Well,
Self-aware
okay,
joke.
so
Yeah.
Dan Payne actually portrayed Carmen's character Jacob during scenes where Jacob
Obviously.
is wearing the super soldier armor.
It's
Yeah.
not
As a
Carmen.
point
There's
of
no way.
interest, Carmen was about 15 centimeters or 6 inches shorter than Dan in
Yeah.
real life.
Well, that's not as much as I thought then. Okay, so Dan's not that enormous.
Dan is like 190 something
I've stood
centimeters
next to
tall,
him. He's so tall.
191.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like 6'6" or something. 6'7". Anyway, he's big. And I think Carmen was about 6 foot.
Thoth. Hello, Thoth.
So okay, so this
Path
is
me
Ian
thumb
Marshall
Thoth for my
as
spaghetti.
Thoth. And apparently the character was named after the Egyptian god of knowledge, and Peter DeLuise joked that he chose this name because it was the only Egyptian god name they hadn't used yet.
I can
I
think
was
of a
gonna
couple
say,
more. You know what
yeah.
these seats are?
They are the beds from Gamekeeper.
That's right.
Oh, of
I wouldn't
course
call them
they
beds, but
are.
No,
I
they were not really
suppose.
beds.
I
but-
love
Hey,
this
Christopher
whole
Judge
design.
fell asleep
I
in
love
it,
this set.
so you
We
know.
sure did. This is a
So
beautiful
I think
set.
they used what did I say here? They used the Goa'uld mothership set redressed as the interior of the base.
Yep, might as well. It's a cool base.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's such a nice, easy way to get around having to make new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd think as well there'd be like a sort of common thread in all of their designs, so it kind of makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Saving money and keeping things similar. It's good.
Okay, so there's a symbiote in his head, so that's good.
Oh my God,
Oh,
it's so
here
nice
we
to see
go.
Anubis.
Wow,
Oh,
it's been a
so-
while.
yeah.
This is the first episode in which Anubis appears that is neither a season premiere nor a season finale.
Just a mid-season premiere.
It is indeed.
Mid-season. Mm.
Does he ever appear otherwise? I don't think he does.
Yeah.
In this form.
In this form,
Yeah, because the next time we see him is Lost City.
maybe.
Yeah, I think it is Lost
Yeah.
City.
So they always use him for big budget episodes. Goodbye, David Palfy.
Love David Palfy.
Bye.
I love that. I love she's just like, my dad is just so
Oh,
so
she's
frustrated.
chewing on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah, I chew on my whole family. Petter nearly cut off his finger the other day because he was doing some stuff with the car, and I was like, "Well, you're not wearing gloves," and he was like, "No, I'll start wearing gloves now." I'm like, "Are you dumb?" And he's like, "Oh, there was the one time I was using the same device, I nearly lost my eye, so now I wear goggles." And I'm like, "You should be using these things beforehand, not after. Why are you
God.
like this?"
So
You're
It's
welcome
self-preservation
to
to
almost
getting to
lose
know a
something.
guy.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? This
exactly.
might come in handy after a while, but I wasn't sure until it almost happened to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
Petter's family
so-
just full of it. They're always doing that.
this uniform that Jack is wearing, I think is the same one from There But for the Grace of God.
Pretty darn close. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm.
Is he gonna smooch Sam in it again?
Oh,
No, I'd
God,
love
I
that.
hope
That'd be so nice.
But I
So
mean, they
nice.
have a nice little moment at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Make a wish.
I love the way that he has like a later on when he's chewing gum and he has that huge bubble of bubble gum while he's
Was it
spewing.
gum or was it a
Yes!
penny?
No,
No,
was a
that.
penny.
No, yeah. I'm talking about later because he's chewing gum right now.
So
I'm
you
just
so you
like,
did drop a penny.
Yes.
I think you did drop a penny.
Okay, I hope
yeah.
it was that's up.
I just love that he's chewing gum this whole time.
I love this character.
Yeah, it makes
I
him
really
very,
do.
very casual.
You know, but I
Bert.
love it. Where does Enrico end and Bert begin? I love Enrico, so I think that was one of the reasons that I just lent into this because he's just he works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say this earlier, but Jacob said we see Anubis in a clip show in Inauguration, but it's a clip show, so I didn't say it because I was like, it doesn't count, does
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, with your
Let's
chewing
settle some
gum,
debts.
shooting your big explosions. I always get paranoid when he's shooting stuff and there's like mud flying everywhere because he's got the bubble coming out that there's gonna
It's
like,
so funny.
like the mud is gonna land in his bubble gum while he's chewing it. Don't know why. It's just always what I think of. I hate gum. It's disgusting.
Oh.
You hate gum.
I hate it. I
I
refuse
like
to chew it.
gum.
I used to love gum as a kid and now I hate it. So
You hate gum?
I think it's disgusting. It's just a ball of saliva you're just chewing over and over. Grim.
You're fired.
So,
Oh
Bert,
god. You can't fire me.
I
don't have any comeback.
Can't
Oh,
I?
Berg's reference to Minnesota. So, both
that's
Ivy
right,
and
yeah.
Jack are from Minnesota.
They go back. You tell me what I want to know. I used to make fun of this all the time. I feel so alive. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. You need to chill, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a device that turns you into zombies.
That's right. Reanimates.
So funny though. It's just Cam. Oh, I'm so excited for that episode.
Jeez, man.
Can you leave him alone? Like, this man's been through a lot. He's died, his wife has died, his girlfriend got taken over. It's all pretty bad. Yeah. Gives that bad sarcophagus juju.
You do
So,
have to
like, how do
wonder
you
what would have
turn it on?
continued to happen. He
Yeah.
found us. He found a switch somehow. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how?
Just
How
got
did you do that?
lucky.
Just the raw version of a sarcophagus.
Yeah. Jacob said, Nicole, I agree. Gum is a no-no. Damn right. Yeah.
Well, I am Team Gum.
Also, didn't he like doesn't he have a little pendant thing? This guy who's arguing with this guy right now, that has like the Virgin Mary on it, and
Yeah.
he kissed it
I
and
think
prayed
so,
to
yeah.
it. So yeah,
Yep, he just thinks it's cursed,
yeah.
which is not far from wrong. Far from
Oh
right.
boy, here we go. This was cool.
Yes.
He just keeps on coming back. You
Oh.
just can't keep him down.
I feel so bad for him because he's being so careful. He's praying to his god. He's just trying to live, and
Now
then
he's
his
gonna go
boss has
meet
just
him.
gone
Yeah.
bananas. Yeah.
So Tartarus was going to be featured in the SG-1 The Alliance video game.
I know. I remember. I loved seeing
Ah.
the behind the scenes clips for it. I was so excited. I love seeing Sam and Teal'c out doing missions together. It's always just so nice, I think their chemistry is so fun. Can't wait for New Order when
For
they're
sure.
going on a little adventure
Oh,
together.
yeah.
It's always nice.
That's fun. She
Yeah.
packs lots of turkey. She knows it's his favorite.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
South
I just
American
think,
plants in the foreground. That's a banana tree.
Yeah, I
SG-1
know,
has
it is a
spent
banana tree.
so much time together over the years that separating them is just nice,
Well, the different pairings work in different ways.
Exactly. It's really,
know,
it's juicy. It's,
You give each
Well,
of
I
the different
think-
pairings a different situation. There would be different
Yeah.
comments from all of them.
Well, that opinion is quite rare because a lot of remarks that I saw online were the opposite. They didn't like that they've been separated.
the fact that they pair off and do other things just goes to show how great the characters are and how well they
They
stand on
work
their
in
own.
any comedy. That's even alone. That's kind of my
Yeah.
point. One of my favorite episodes. Ooh, he's not dead. Is one of my favorite episodes is it's not Birthright. It's Bloodlines. And you got Sam and Daniel go off and get the Gould, and Teal'c and
Daniel
Jack go
rages
off
out
and
with
get
Gould.
Ryak, and Daniel just goes ballistic, and it's a great scene because only Carter and Daniel know that story. They never mention it again.
No.
So
Okay, so guys, Rogelio was supposed to die in the original script, but
You can't
Peter
do that. He
DeLuise
needs his
was
money.
so impressed by
Yeah.
Zach Santiago's performance, he rewrote the part so he'd stay
Amazing.
alive through both episodes.
wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, so next week you're coming back.
Yeah. I mean, he only gets a few lines, but I think it's funny.
Well-
Just wants his money back, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that makes
This
sense."
it's so rare for a red shirt to live. So in this situation, it's a nice twist.
He's too funny. Got to keep him.
Please,
love
he owes me lots of money.
Yes, that makes sense.
Oh, dear.
We can all relate to
Love
that.
American Gum.
Oh, it's funny.
What just said, Nicole, gum and duct tape, both required for a proper MacGyver kit. Yes, I
Yes,
know.
thank
Someone else can
you.
chew the gum. Ugh.
I bet that was an ad lib. Hey, that's on my desk behind me there, near T's old Prodder thing.
Yeah.
Prada thing.
Didn't know it was in this episode.
Is it the sorry, I glanced away for 1 second. Was it the thing where Jack picks it up and Teal goes, What do you think
it is for? Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
spreader.
Ugh. Yeah, I always assumed
Oh,
it was a
that thing,
spreader for
yes,
women.
yes.
Yeah. Ugh.
Mhm.
Or bums. Back to
But
toilets. No, I'm joking.
Still medieval.
Yeah, very medieval, actually. Bit grim.
Medieval torture.
I see Stargate lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a reflection. Yeah, it's just a reflection of his ancient knowledge.
Yeah.
Very subtle.
I really like this scene. You know, it was funny actually. I found that the Cromwell one, I found that to be too much. I didn't love it. You know, so
Really?
yeah, just because it felt quite phoned in for me because the episode is kind of like the whole episode they're just like yelling at each other and getting Jack's trauma out, but it's all around like this guy who's being sucked up by a black hole and comparing the situation, and it's really not that comparable because there is no way in hell you're saving a guy from a black hole at all, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It was okay, but I felt the natural chemistry here was just really good, and there was no like. Sometimes it doesn't need to like serve a really big overall purpose. Sometimes it's just there to be a good time and understand the characters just a little bit better. But you don't have to go that deep. So,
Did they bring clothes for him? I guess they did.
Yeah,
They must have done.
I mean, Sam's always got a backpack full of stuff.
Yeah. So kind of on the whole topic of chemistry and the actors working separately. So several people on Reddit sort of expressed their appreciation for the team dynamics of Sam, Jacob, Tilk, and Braytak, wishing the show had featured more missions with that combination.
Yeah.
And I think I love the
So good.
juxtaposition of the sort of two family units. You've got like one unit by blood and one by choice.
That's
think
true.
that's
I like it.
Yeah.
There we
Getting
got another
Egeria
queen.
PTSD.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Look at that
Big
birthing
egg
sac.
I
Yeah.
don't want to, like, where did they find that queen?
I know, right? Where was she
Yeah.
still?
This one,
Yeah.
Anubis probably convinced her somehow. But how do you talk to a
where
symbiote
did
when
they
she's not
find
in a
it?
body?
I don't know. Maybe he made a deal. He was like, I'm going to find you a really, really hot, powerful one. If you just.
Yeah, there are queens here and there. So just leave your body, go birth some babies in the tank, and I'll put you in a new one when you're ready. Yeah. What could go wrong?
Some sort of mutual arrangement, I guess.
Kevin Weaver said, I've used to spread. It's not just for women. Lots of different body parts can spread.
Oh.
Or specifically, it's only because, like women have to get regular checks. So I always just think of that specific situation.
Kevin, I can't believe you said that.
Kevin, I love the energy.
Well, of course,
oh my
Nicole
gosh.
was going to hone in on that comment.
Oh, here we go.
Creepy, that dead cold eye.
He's got the Coal Warrior eyes.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Candy Mitch is late. Oh, Pooh forgot it was Sunday. Pooh is the right energy. We've got all of that today.
Well, it's not like we haven't been around for a month.
It's true. It's true.
Man, where would that long neck go in a human? I just don't get it. I guess she I guess when she adds water, she gets bigger, maybe. Maybe that's how it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the glass.
Add water, you inflate.
Yeah.
Absorbent sponge.
Yeah, like those little dinosaurs.
He's like a sea monkey thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
Here we go, Jerry reference.
This is one of only two season 7 episodes where Jonas' names appears without the character physically showing up. I think the other one is Death Knell.
Yeah, it's a big coinky dink. Yes, Jonas's brain got scoopied slightly.
Yep, I think it's a good callback.
I think it's a great callback. I love
it's a nice
Pure.
reference.
I think it's a great episode. Kevin Weaver said it was for his laser eye surgery. Good. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Thank you, sir. That narrowed it down.
I'm thinking about getting laser eye surgery, but I think glasses suit my face too much.
I thought about it too.
Fake glasses, but I don't want to do that. That seems silly. So.
Plastic boom.
I absolutely love the way they're just like, yeah, here's a block of C4. It's always the same kind of block.
Bye, lady. No one can hear you scream. You have no vocal cord. Well, I guess you kind of do, but it's not going to work.
She can't really tell them that there's an explosive.
No, she has no lips.
Yeah, thank God she can't communicate somehow. I wish they could have made some sort of
like sign language.
No, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious if in that tank, right, it was like a fish tank, so you had like a clam that opened and inside is a pearl, and it's actually a gold communication ball.
Oh, hilarious!
She
I was
uses
thinking more
that
like
to talk to
some
Anubis.
sort of some sort of Morse code to like tap on the tank.
Yeah, he still is. He still is going on about this. You guys are right.
He is.
I forgot.
He mentions it several
He's
times.
harping.
Well, it wasn't his fault, so he's just trying to just.
Oh,
be
I get
understood.
why. Yeah. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. You're right. You wrote it for him. The wives and the beers, I remember.
Yeah. He just wanted his colleague's wife to get the
Pension.
pension. Yeah.
Hmm.
So he probably knew Sarah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
This is really interesting though, because like, like this is quite
Mm.
the thing to do.
Well, O'Neill's
Help
not
her
used to being wrong.
Yeah. Yes, break out of this really, really, secure outhouse.
That is so creepy. I'm getting goosebumps.
So I'm no firearms expert, but apparently the gunfire sounds don't match the weapons shown on screen. Like Charlo's carrying an AK, but the audio is from a P90, but
Yeah,
I
sounds
don't,
like it.
yeah, it's like different rates of
Interesting.
fire and muzzle
Yeah, I
reports
was
or
gonna say
something.
AK, doesn't it shoot a bit slower and the sound is a bit deeper?
Yeah. Also, apparently that wooden crate, the Russian text translates to total fussing, but I don't know how true that is.
That's a long word for total and a short word for fussing.
Well, it's like German, like Schmetterling is just butterfly, and it's like the longest word ever.
What does a P90 take for bullets? Because I know that AK is 7.62.
They're really small rounds. I forget their name.
Are they 9mm?
No, they're much smaller.
4.56?
I don't know. I only fired it. I didn't check.
Hold on.
So apparently Raphael's Spanish was incorrect. He basically yelled, "We're going to kill him,"
Yes.
instead of "We're going to kill
Sorry.
them."
5.728 is what it is. There we go.
There we go. It was small.
Yeah, so, yeah, the Spanish. I mean, sometimes what can you do? But you know what? It's similar enough to get away
Well,
with.
it still
probably
works
just-
though. He might have been talking
Yeah.
specifically
About Daniel. Yeah, exactly. No one cares
Yeah.
about
I mean,
Bill.
I flub my English all the time in a
Oh,
panic, and
Bill, I care about you.
It's not like he's not hopped up on gold cocaine or anything.
Yeah.
So Admiral Manel has said, so about the AK rifles, they are Zastava M70 rifles from Yugoslavia. You can tell by the safety lever that they are not machine guns. They sell the full auto fire with the audio dubs and the squibs.
You and Rob Fournier would get along well.
Yes.
Or you would fight and bicker about everything.
Some gun aficionados.
Yeah, that is some excellent facts, though.
The Rob Fournier history episode with all of the Stargate, all the Stargate weapons. I mean, it's like a bunch of nurses in a hospital with all their own opinions. You had a ton of firearms experts in there just absolutely chewing on Rob in the comments section. He's wrong about this and that is that. It's like, dudes.
Jeez.
Oh, here we go. Yells in Spanish, I'm seeing, everyone.
Yes.
The only thing that really bugs me about the subtitles is Spanish has one extra letter in it in the alphabet, which is the enya, which is an N with a little squiggle on the top.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yes.
so when they're saying like señor, it's an enya, not an N.
It's literally
Subtitles.
an extra letter.
Yeah, it's an extra two letters. There are two N's in the Spanish
I
alphabet.
don't remember that. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, he's
And that's it. That's the only difference. So
No, he can't.
Lost
He
his-
can't go. Just put him behind a
yeah,
really
no
big
more-
tree.
No more stamina.
yeah, put him behind that fake plant. Well, no, real plant. But
Yeah.
like, plant that's supposed to fake that
that
we're
doesn't quite belong
not
there.
in British Columbia. Yeah.
So there was a lot of praise for Daniel online, sort of self-sacrificing. You know, he's hid Bill and drawing the kidnappers away.
I mean, yeah,
kind of
Daniel has way
exemplifying
more
his
experience doing
heroism.
pew-pew.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna survive, it's him. Oh,
Oh, he got one in the leggy.
see, this is silly. Why are you shooting the ground for? Like,
Just
Because he's crazy right now, more than
Yeah.
usual.
Also, like, are you gonna reload at some point?
I
This
wish I
scene is
sold that
so
throne chair.
cool. I'm so excited. This scene's terrifying. I remember they did a scene from this in the video game. I remember
Yeah, they
that
duplicated it.
they did the scene of them doing the Hail Anubis and in video game form. It was fantastic. I'm
I
so
don't know how
excited.
it was going to be like a flashback or something.
So on the scene, guys, so
So
the
many.
army of super soldiers was actually created through clever duplication of just two performers. So it was
Rainmaker.
Dan Payne and Alex Zahara
Yeah.
portrayed the Cull Warriors, and their performances were replicated hundreds of times through early motion capture technology and visual effects. And I think Alex Zahara humorously noted that these duplicated appearances technically added thousands of credits to his already extensive list of
Yeah.
characters.
I always thought it was him alongside Dan in Lost City, but it's not. Someone else is playing him.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he did mention that, I think. in the
Admiral
interview.
Manel, I
The
do have a
Rock.
question. What is your preferred weapon of choice for SG-1? Because I know so many people love the P90. So do you have a preference as a fan and understander of weapons? Like Daniel's a bit like, what the hell's going on?
You got him.
Completely
I love how he just
dehydrated.
Yeah.
He just tosses the rock to one side.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't need this anymore.
The way it's like,
I just love the look on his face.
you're the fool.
Oh, don't be silly now, Thoth.
Now everyone knows you're there.
Oh dear, oh dear. One of those classic alarms that goes off when someone dies. Getting like Wraith Queen PTSD.
Yeah, that was a cool scream.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, the heavy footsteps. Okay, so
Oh,
Joseph
just die, mate.
Malozzi particularly enjoyed the zombie elements of this episode, like singling out this particular scene in his blog. And for me, and you mentioned this earlier, Nicole, the cherry on top is Burke casually blowing a pink gum bubble during
Yeah.
the chaos.
Oh, it's terrific. Yeah, this
I
guy
always
just keeps
imagine
on
Mud
going.
being caught in it though. Yeah. See, look at him. I always imagine that mud pile just going straight into the gum and him just chewing on mud.
And this scene, spawned a lot of fans on social media nicknaming this episode the one where Jack goes zombie hunting.
Yeah. I would
That's
absolutely hate to do this
crazy.
mission and basically just witness a zombie and then be like, wow, we are not far off the zombie apocalypse, huh? I love that crazy crap as well. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anthony quoted it earlier.
Yeah, everyone in the
yeah, he
comments
says it
hyped
later
for
as well.
That's crazy.
Admiral Manel said their favorite is the P90, but the Carter Special is a runner-up.
There we go. Man, look at now he's running. He wasn't running before.
Yeah, speaking of punch, I think he punches his way through that door.
Honestly, terrifying and quite awesome. Yeah, mid-flight, he doesn't care.
Nope, here he comes.
Oh, it's terrifying. Close the door.
Okay, my question as well is, why does the Cull Warrior physically strike Sam instead of using his weapon?
Yeah.
Like, he uses
Stormtrooper,
lethal
right?
force on the boys.
Maybe he's just wanted to hit women.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, Braytac.
The dynamic is-
He just waited. The patience, you know. He was
This
like,
is
I'll
a
just wait.
great shot.
But Braytac,
I
I'm
love
so
this.
happy.
It
Yeah.
is cool. He's
Look,
a calm
rings just like
approach.
in the wind.
He's gone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Really
you're gonna
good.
need a new ring platform.
Yeah.
Bested by an old man. My bride.
Yeah. I
His
do
humor's
love
still
when
intact.
Teal'c does that. Yeah, he has his great funny moments. He's so gentle. I love how gentle Carmen is.
Oh, Carmen
he has a
loved
dad.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a good egg. I miss him. I never got to meet him. I'm very sad about that.
No, I didn't.
He was a
I
good
didn't
guy.
either.
I think I saw his I think somebody streamed his funeral, and so I think I watched that.
Aw. Yeah, she's not flying anytime soon.
No.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's more of a shell at this point.
Rogelio deserves a tip.
I
For
think
living.
so. A nice big tip from
Yeah.
the State
Yeah.
Department.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. A be quiet tip.
So, Enrico's portrayal of Burke did prove to be quite successful. That the series producers actually discussed creating a character-led team assignment for him in future episodes, but that obviously never materialized.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
That would have been really cool.
Enrico in SGC, yeah.
Yeah, and Peter DeLuise, he described Burke as one of his like favorite creations, I guess, and he actually really loved making this episode.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me that, I don't think.
Oh, well,
Not
I
glowing
saw a
anymore.
quote that he said it was his favorite to write and direct.
I'm going to
but
have to
I don't know at
bring it
what
up
point
then.
he said that. He might
Okay.
have said that kind of
Do you
shortly
wanna
after
hold
it
it? No.
happened, and he was just looking at the past seasons. I love that so much. Stop.
I love how casual Daniel is about it. He's like, a glowing usually means, it's not glowing anymore, so I think we're fine.
I think we're okay, but you never know.
I've never seen him be that casual about something like that. Like, you can tell he doesn't care. He's had a bad week. He's annoyed. He's tired, and
And
it's
hungry
great.
and thirsty.
Yeah.
Isn't Sam wearing the sling on the wrong arm? Or is it correct?
Um,
I remember something
should
being
be
wrong
on
about
the
that.
left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you're going by the arm that Carmen held, that was her left, and this is her right.
Yeah.
But it could be because of the if it's a collarbone, it might be different. I don't know.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So several Redditors, yours truly included, specifically appreciated the subtle moments between Sam and Jack at the beginning and the end of this episode. Amen.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
And in an earlier draft, I believe that Peter DeLuise had planned for Jack to end the episode with the line, "We didn't die this time," but they later removed it because he felt it was too on the nose.
Yeah.
And at the very end of this episode, as the screen fades to black, you can hear off-camera laughing. I don't know if it's the film crew.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy it for me.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just
I heard
there,
that.
just
I
a little
heard
bit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. By the
Um,
way, Lockwood just said that is also the ring thing is how is also how the toilet empties on the cargo ship.
Oh, God.
Y'all are
Again
sick.
with the toilet stuff.
Honestly.
So the
Great on it.
TV Zone editor actually criticized this episode for having too many coincidences and said that the team's increasingly separate storylines undermined their unity. But there was a lot of people who really appreciated the Burke subplot.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
And thought that he had some good screen time.
Yeah.
And I think Bill Dow had a lot of warm recollections of working with Michael. He said that they
Yeah.
had natural chemistry and
They do.
a positive experience filming those episodes together.
Michael has chemistry with everyone. I love it.
Pretty much. Evolution Part 2, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
Admiral Manel said, "Crazy pitch.
Hello.
What if the Cull warrior already had orders to capture Carter alive?" Yeah, see, head cannons and Stargate is how you get around a lot of issues. Just make something up
Yeah,
in your head that
maybe.
makes sense.
Because the Cold Warrior also didn't shoot Braytac.
I've got a crazy pitch,
Twice.
okay, based on what we were saying earlier, right? Are you ready for this? It was simply that Anubis, we said that he made a deal with the
Mhm.
gold lady to, we're gonna give a new fresh body. It was Sam's. He was like, I'll give you that one. I want to get rid of her. She's gorgeous and smart. Maybe you can learn something important.
Maybe.
And-
Many
and,
vivid memories of her via Jonas. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, maybe.
He knows everything that
maybe.
Jonas knew. So
yeah.
wild stuff. All right.
Um,
So I will
yeah.
give this one a 5.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff with Burke, I love because I love Enrico. So they automatically
Yes.
get that from me. Greater stuff with Jack, better usage of him. The visual effects are fantastic. I could take or leave. Is it Rogelio? Is he the villain?
Rogelio.
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 The actor did pretty well with what he was given. So that's all I have to say about that. It's 5.
Okay, fair.
I'm also giving it a 5. It's a 2-parter. They're kind of going hand in hand. They're going as 5s together because it's a 2-part. It's 1 episode, just long. And yeah, it's a good time. You get to see Anubis, which is awesome. You get to see Braytak and Jacob hanging out, all the dads. You get the parent and the kid relationships. Like they're going out as a group, like a outing with their kids. It's quite nice, little field trip. So I think that's super cute. And Daniel and Bill have great chemistry, and I thought that was great. And yeah, I think all the pairings and Burke and Jack I think is great. So yeah,
I think it flows.
Bit silly sometimes, some elements. It's not a 7 for sure. Definitely 5. Not the highest 5 in the world, but a 5. So
Nicole, what's happening with your computer?
Oh,
it's glitching.
Is it plugged in?
It on charge. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. You know why I noticed it? Because I'm not watching the screen normally because David's currently got our Zoom call doing something different. So I didn't realize it because I'm still getting used to the delay of what's going on with my screens.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's always glitching.
Yvie.
Well, I would like to give this episode a 6. I think it's a good time.
All right.
So I think I gave the last
6?
episode a 5, and I think this one would be a point higher. So I think it's a little bit better than the last episode.
Agreed.
Yes,
a little bit more action.
The elements just flow better together.
It does, yeah. I really do love
transitions.
Enrico, and I'm kind of sad that they didn't get him back again to have his own team. I thought that would have been really cool, but I don't think we even hear his character mentioned again, which is sort of sad because it just felt like they'd taken, this whole episode to build back this trust between Jack and Berg, and then it kind of just doesn't really go anywhere. And I can understand where some of the fans were coming from, where they said that they've, it's a good episode, but we don't really, there's nothing new that's revealed about Jack's character. But I don't know, I really like this episode. I think
it reveals that he can make
can
make mistakes without all the information.
Yeah,
that's true. And he's willing to revisit
he believes
his
him
character when he has more information.
For sure.
It's
so
rare for Stargate to bring back characters that are just so fantastic, and have great chemistry with the other cast. And so it's really sad that when we don't get to see them explored. I obviously wouldn't love Vala as much as I do if she didn't get to stick around in the show as much, but because she's such a prominent fixture in the show later on, that like with Burke, I'm sad, but you know what? Because I haven't experienced what could have been, I'm letting go a lot easier. So yeah, I'm glad that out of everything we got Vala.
That's fair.
So.
What do the peeps have to say?
The peeps.
Yes.
The peeps, please.
So,
the peeps.
The peeps. Anthony says this episode is a 6 for me. Whitney Nolan, this one is a 5 for me. Candy and Mitch has to go because they've got a call with their lovebird. We'll see you later. Please leave a rating. Have a nice time. Raj Luthra, my rating for Evolution Part 2 is 6 out of 7 Chevys. Chevy poo, as I like to say. Evolution Part 1 and 2 is a 7 out of 7 together, so 6 out of 7 for this one. More adventure, mystery, humor, slowing evil plans, and saving people. That's nice. Logwatcher, I'd give this a 6. Decent closure for the episode. Could not do much better than bringing Enrico, Cole, and Tony back. So in the Burke and Jack banter was great. Quotes, it's crazy. Kevin Weaver said I tweeted the toilet info to ML Extremist Twitter. Thank you. I'll be taking a look.
Kevin is pushing my buttons today.
Kevin,
it's a good thing I love him because
you're pushing David's buttons. You are I don't know the opposite of pushing my buttons is, but I'm loving the energy.
Well, your buttons are for a toilet.
Yeah, pulling the plunger. And Kevin gives it a 5 as well as
Hey,
me and David.
To be
relatively neck and neck. Shimmer Victoria, a 5 chevrons. Admiral Manel, I give this a 6 out of 7 for part 2. Overall, 6 out of 7 for both. Gecko Fett, I'll give it a 5 as well. And Jed Ted said my mum's maiden name is Burke. Lots of Irish blood in the family. That's cool. And then Jacob, this one is a 6 chevrons, very strong episode, but some of the Raphael group scenes were a bit over the top. They were, yes.
Sure.
There's only so much that you can do with them, I mean, whoops, why am I frozen?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Jed Ted, another 6. Jacob said altogether, Evolution Part 1 and 2, 6 chevrons. One of my all-time favorite 2-parters in all of Stargate. It's got some weaknesses, but ton of fun. And Alrighty then said 7 chevrons. Burke is great. And Whitney Nolan said, yeah, I agree. That's why I gave it a 5. Yvie, no continuation with Enrico. Yeah, it's big sad.
Let me reset my
said
camera
buttons
here.
equals toilet flusher. Yes, I will say actually, just to share, just because I do want to share this because I've been through the mill. You guys know I texted you right after I went to the hospital, but I had I've got a lot of toilet on the brain at the moment because I had a colonoscopy and a gastroscopy a couple weeks ago, and so I'm like it was an experience, and so I'm waiting for the results for that. Hoping that my IBS can get better. Or they're going to tell me that I'm perfectly healthy and my body's just broken for no reason, and then I can get back to being depressed about it. So we're gonna see what kind of Nicole we're gonna have in the next month and a bit. So
well, we're gonna put out some happy thoughts into the universe here, and for some reason
yes,
I'm frozen on this lovely shot of me. So we're just going to
smile.
We're gonna
at least it's a smile, David.
We're gonna leave this at. I mean, would you call that a smile? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Anyway, you
It's
know
gonna
what?
look like
In for a penny, in
grimacing.
for a pound.
It's
There we
like
go.
grimacing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
what is this?
yeah, but I appreciate everyone's humor. Everyone's great, and it's so nice to see so many new people and old people returning. And I don't mean old as in old, but I mean old as in you've been
Previous.
around a while.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we appreciate everyone for tuning in. It's been
Been a while.
4 or 5 long weeks, but it's
Are
good
we
to
here
get
next
back in
week?
the swing of
I think
things.
we are, unless someone
We
decides to
are.
do
I got
something.
no concerts. I got no money. I got no concerts.
There
We're
we go.
fine. We're
Hey,
good.
hey,
Yeah,
whatever
I think,
works.
are we not on to? We're on again next week, but it's another delayed time start, isn't it, David?
No, I fixed it.
You fixed
Oh,
it.
you
Okay.
fixed
I don't know why it was delayed. It shouldn't
Good.
be.
It's almost 1 a.m. for me, so
Yeah, exactly.
I'm usually asleep right now. But
Well, I
luckily, I'm not
appreciate
working
you
tomorrow.
hanging in. So that was very
Yes.
very good of you.
All
It was
good.
nice of
If
me to have
Evie
a
can
sleep
wake up
in.
at stupid o'clock in the morning every Monday, then I can go to bed late. So
Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate y'all joining us and tuning in. We hope you had a good time. We are the Wormhole Extremists, and we will see you next week at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Sayonara, everybody.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.